Lu Wuji rushes through the mountains to save his disciple, who has been kidnapped. He sees his disciples chained on a pillar. Lu Wuji gets furious and kills everyone in his way. His disciple calls out to him. He gets near triggering a trap. His disciple laughs as he falls. His disciple asks him to pass on his legacy to her. She laughs at him for falling into a trap. She wants him to hand over the emperor's scripture to her. Lu Wuji realizes that she was just tricking him. He resists and breaks free of the trap. An attack from behind comes and weakens him. Two more acquaintances have also betrayed him. He coughs up blood and kneels. His disciple is happy to see her helpless master. Because he is not handing over the emperor's scripture, she plans to torture him to death. Lu Wuji laughs and covers himself with the hidden protection of the emperor's scripture. He gathers his remaining strength and uses a self-destruction technique, blowing up everything in the world. Later, Lu Wuji opens his eyes and wonders why he is alive. He realizes that he was reincarnated. He lost his cultivation, but he still got the emperor's scripture. He returns to Earth while he is still 20 years old. He plans out his next actions to increase his cultivation, find godly seeds, and rule over Earth. He looks forward to seeing his disciple again. Lu Chen got a call from his girlfriend, Zhang Xiaoman, and she told him that he'd be fetched to the station. Lu Chen remembers that he has a debt to settle with her. He looked to his side and laughed. Yi Shuang gets mad and asks what's wrong with the painting they have. The Yi Zhengshan asks Yi Shuang not to be rude and asks Lu Chen if he noticed anything. He claims that it is fake. Yi Zhengshan tells him that experts have checked the painting, but Lu Chen still claims that it is fake. Yi Shuang gets mad and punches him, but he blocks with tea fortification. Yi Zhengshan tells Yi Shuang to stand down and apologizes to Lu Chen. Anyone who can use key fortification is respected as a Grand Master. If they insult Lu Chen further, it will take a second to kill them. He reprimanded his granddaughter, and she apologized to Lu Chen. Yi Zhengshan then respectfully talks to Lu Chen and asks him to show proof that the painting is fake. Lu Chen rips 3 pieces from it and asks the two what is the difference between the ink marks of the 3. They see nothing. Lu Chen then describes it, and Yi Zhengshan realizes that it was printed with an inkjet printer. Yi Zhengshan asks a subordinate to take away the painting, and he recognizes Lu Chen's skills. Lu Chen notices the box, and Yi Zhengshan is willing to give it to him. He notices that Yi Zhengshan is buttering him up. Lu Chen accepts it, but he mentions that he doesn't want to be in debt to others. The old man asks him to take his granddaughter as his disciple. Yi Shuang shouts and Lu Chen notices her resemblance to the disciple who betrayed him. Lu Chen strongly rejects Yi Zhengshan's request. Yi Zhengshan implies that Lu Chen promised. He then asks her to call him teacher instead of master. Yi Shuang greets her teacher, and Lu Chen kind of regrets it. The train arrives at the station, and the two remind him to get in touch with them. Yi Shuang asks her grandfather why he is acting like that in front of Lu Chen despite having a high status. He tells her that they are building connections. He reminds her about Lin Holong, a man who wiped out an entire group of armed forces and is renowned as the Grand Master of martial arts. He claims that Lu Chen's strength is superior to Lin Holong's. He orders her to win his favor. Lu Chen arrives on the streets of Tongzhou and recalls a bitter memory of the past. He meets up with Xiaoman and her mother. She asks him to greet her mother. They get in the car, and Xiaoman notices something has changed with Lu Chen. While driving, Xiaoman's mom dreams of retiring in Tianqin Bay. She continues to talk about riches on purpose while looking at Lu Chen. Xiaoman receives a call but declines it, showing it is from another man. Lu Chen greets Xiaoman's father, and Xiaoman's mother angrily tells him to prepare the food. She badmouths both her husband and Lu Chen, implying that he is not that great for Xiaoman. Just then, the doorbell rang, and Chen Chao came to ask Xiaoman out. She tries to drive him away, but her mother notices him. He gives Xiaoman's mother with luxury. Chen Chao then notices Lu Chen exuding a strong aura. Xiaoman's mother introduces him as a jobless country boy. Chen Chao tries to introduce himself to Lu Chen, but he gets ignored. He offers Lu Chen to work in his company, and Xiaoman's mother acts proud of it, making Lu Chen feels little. Lu Chen just smiles and lets out a technique that went to attach to Chen Chao's back. Xiaoman explains to Lu Chen that there is nothing between her and Chen Chao. She noticed that it was not the usual Lu Chen. She cries and tells him about Chen Chao's richness. She mentions that Lu Chen should also be able to buy a house. She mentions Lu Chen's father and a factory. She entices him to use it for a mortgage loan. Lu Chen recalls the time when he got the loan money, and Xiaoman betrays him in the future. Inside the house, Xiaoman's mother and Chen Chao talk badly about Lu Chen. Chen Chao suddenly felt something wrong in his stomach while Mrs. Zhang was flexing her perfumes. Chen Chao farted a bomb, and Mrs. Zhang puked and fainted. Xiaoman notices the noise and discovers a smelly Chen Chao. Lu Chen looked down at him and made him slip. Chen Chao runs away and Lu Chen claims that it is just the start. Later, Xiaoman still tries to coerce him. Lu Chen goes out, reading a message from his disciple. That night, Yi Shuang fetches him in a sports car. They arrive at a high-class hotel, and she gives Lu Chen his room card, car key, and a contract. The contract shows that he will get stock ownership and a company. Her grandfather offers these as her learning fees. Lu Chen notices that the company is Xiaoman's workplace. He accepts it and Yi Shuang scrams away. As he is going to enter his room, he hears voices inside. He busts open the door and sees a man assaulting a girl. The man confronts Lu Chen, but he ignores him and Lu Chen sits on the chair. The man warns him he will beat him up, and the girl signals Lu Chen to go out. Lu Chen smokes, enraging the man who grabbed the bottle. The girl stops the man but gets from aside. Lu Chen grabs his neck and lifts him. The man warns him once more, but Lu Chen looked ominous. Lu Chen burns the man to nothing, and he immediately dissipates the fire. Later, the girl wakes up in the bathtub, and Lu Chen tells him to shut up. Lu Chen explains to her that she got drugged and she has 15 minutes to go out. The girl finishes her bath and wonders how Lu Chen beat the man. Lu Chen exclaims that she went over time. She doesn't have clothes and is worried that Lu Chen will kick out a beauty like her. She asks to borrow his phone, and Lu Chen tells her to stay in the guest room and throws his phone at her. She is somehow attracted to Lu Chen, except for his attitude. Lu Chen unpacks his things and confirms that there are seeds in the box. These seeds are soul imprints of fallen ancient gods and can awaken a person to the divine realm stage. If properly refined, it can give you heaven's eye, which can see through anything. The emperor's scripture is not enough, and he needs the seeds to reawaken his cultivation. Just then, the girl enters the room, acting scared, and asks to change rooms with him. Lu Chen sees through her acts. She has left herself no other choice but to seduce him. The girl creeps closer to Lu Chen, and as a guy he reacts. Lu Chen is frustrated with how troublesome a mortal's body is. The girl acts strong, and Lu Chen gives up. She thought Lu Chen would sleep in the other room, but he returns with a hairdryer. He tells her to dry her hair and immediately goes to sleep. This was not the girl's expected outcome, and Lu Chen is seen blushing. Morning comes and the girl is gone. Lu Chen discovers her notes with her contact and finds them interesting. Lu Chen sees the contract and decides to go to Tongzhou Media. Lu Chen signs the papers, and he is officially the president of the company now. Xiaowen calls him not to be late for the job she recommended to him. Lu Chen tells her that he'll be there. Her colleague asks if her boyfriend is rich, but another colleague, Xingxin, describes Lu Chen as a poor country bumpkin. As Xiaoman feels embarrassed, Lu Chen appears. Xiaoman's colleagues criticize Lu Chen's appearance. Just then, their department manager appears, brags about his accomplishments, and announces that he will treat everyone equally. Zhang Hai introduces himself and acts hostile toward him. To embarrass Lu Chen, Zhang Hai gives him the difficult task of closing a deal with a demanding client by finding a celebrity for them. Lu Chen thinks it is a good way to earn some pocket money. Lu Chen tells them to leave it to him. They talk and look at him with doubt, and Zhang Hai tells him to bring candidates before lunch. But Lu Chen tells him that he can call the celebrity to come now. Everyone laughs at Lu Chen, and it embarrasses Xiaoman. Lu Chen calls someone, and Xiaoman flips out at him and walks away. Zhang Hai went outside and chatted with a guard about Lu Chen. Zhang Hai laughs at Lu Chen. Just then, a car arrives, and a familiar figure is driving it. It is Lan Bayer. Back in the office, Xiaoman scolds Lu Chen for ruining her reputation. Downstairs, people freak out upon seeing Lan Bayer. Zhang Hai and Xingxin are sweating hard and think that it is just a coincidence. Lan Bayer enters the office and immediately approaches Lu Chen. Xiaoman is surprised. Lu Chen asks her to go through the contract. Lan Bayer sees this as an opportunity to get closer to him. Lan Bayer starts flirting with him, making Xiaoman surprised. Lan Bayer accepts the endorsement, and Lu Chen asks for the price. She asks Lu Chen to have a meal with her instead. After that, land buyer drives away, swearing that Lu Chen will be hers. Different employees now want to be part of Lu Chen's project. Zhang Hai can't believe what just happened, and he starts to think of ways to get revenge on Lu Chen. That night, Zhang Hai invited everyone to a fancy dinner. Zhang Hai's acquaintance, Wang Kai, comes and Zhang Hai asks him to take care of Lu Chen. Wang Kai approaches him, and Lu Chen acts like he doesn't know him. During dinner, Xiaoman asks Lu Chen how he got to know land buyer, but Lu Chen refuses to tell her. Meanwhile, Zhang Hai and Wang Kai plan something. They later went to the casino, and they showed how they had money to bet. They embarrass Lu Chen in front of Xiaoman. Lu Chen warns Xiaoman, but she just goes away. Xiaoman plays and keeps getting jackpots. Other employees warn him about Lao Li playing with Xiaoman and the others. They let you win to bait you. After some time, they kept losing to the experienced gambler. Wang Kai creates a ruckus, and security led by Dao chases him away. Wang Kai is beaten down by Dao. Dao claims that this place is the only uncorrupt casino in Tongzhou. Dao tells them to win back what they lost, and he will lend them money with 300% interest. The others are scared of Dao's coercion, but Lu Chen asked him for 100,000 yuan. Xiaoman and the others are worried, but Lu Chen assures them that he'll win all the money back. The game starts, and Lu Chen immediately bets all in without looking at the cards. Bo and the gambler laugh, but Lu Chen wins the game. They played a few more rounds, and Lu Chen was able to win everything back. Dao is surprised at what is happening. Suddenly, Hong Bo appears. Hong Bo is known as Tongzhou's underground boss. Except Lu Chen, he issues the order to clear the area. Tongzhou media employees are chased out and wish Lu Chen luck. Hong Bo asks Lu Chen about his card skills. He asks Lu Chen to join him as his underling or leave his hands. No one, says Lu Chen, can tell him what to do. Hong Bo orders Dao to attack Lu Chen, but Lu Chen instantly moves behind him and sends Dao flying. Hong Bo orders the others to attack altogether. Hong Bo tries to call someone but later notices that he is the only one left. The call connects and Lu Chen tells him to take his time. In another place, Yi Shuang is on the call. She orders everyone to see Hong Bo. Hong Bo warns Lu Chen that he will be defeated. While waiting, Lu Chen suggests torturing him. Yi Shuang's group arrives and discovers the scattered bodies and a bloody Hong Bo. Yi Shuang is surprised to see her master. Hong Bo tattles on Lu Chen, but Yi Shuang slaps Hong Bo. She apologizes to Lu Chen. She also explains that Lu Chen is the honored guest of the Yi family. Hong Bo kneels and apologizes. Lu Chen asks her to take care of this matter and leaves. His disciple chases after him and gives him an invitation to Tongzhou's auction. She informs him that the auction is where they got the wooden box before. Lu Chen realizes their intentions. Hong Bo discusses this with his henchman and decides to present a gift to Lu Chen. Lu Chen arrives at the auction, and an ugly man tries to talk to him, but Lu Chen ignores him. Chen Chao arrives and tells him not to be a snob. Lu Chen recites a line from a poem. The two call Lu Chen crazy, but a woman translates it for them and laughs. The ugly man screams, and a manager comes. The manager asks Lu Chen to show his invitation. He shows one, but the ugly man accuses him of stealing it, and Chen Chao claims Lu Chen is acting like a big shot when he is not. The manager favors the two idiots, and he asks Lu Chen to leave. Just then, Yi Chengshan arrives and asks why his guest is being chased away. The manager gets shocked to see that Yi Chengshan just addressed Lu Chen with honorifics. Meanwhile, Chen Chao and his friend chill, and Chen Chao's dad warns them not to cause trouble with Yi Chengshan's guest. Just then, security comes, and the three are kicked out. Chen Chao's dad smacks him and asks who he offended. He only remembers Lu Chen but claims that it is impossible. Meanwhile, the auction continues and Yi Chengshan tells him to wait for his close friend. Just then, his friend arrives, and Yi Chengshan introduces Lu Chen as an excellent appraiser. Yi Chengshan's friend looks offended that someone so young claims to be an appraiser. Just then, an ancient bronze sword appears in the auction, and Yi Chengshan's friend suggests bidding for it. Lu Chen claims that there is something wrong with it. Yi Chengshan's friend claims that Lu Chen doesn't know anything, but Lu Chen insists that the sword is fake. Yi Chengshan's friend rages as Yi Shuang finds the situation familiar. Lu Chen suggests winning the bid so they can check the item afterward. Yi Chengshan's friend claims he is the best appraiser in Tongzhou. They won the bid, and Yi Zhengshan's friend starts talking about his achievements and credentials as an appraiser. Just then, a certificate comes and shows that the item was fake. Yi Shuang then tells him that she did an investigation, and he puts up fake items to make Yi Zhengshan buy them. Yi Zhengshan's friend apologizes, but Yi Zhengshan orders his men to take him away. Yi Zhengshan concludes that he can only trust Luo Chen now. Just then, Panglanwen, a piece of land, gets auctioned. Yi Shuang claims that the price dropped because of the strange deaths there. No one bids for it, but Luo Chen suddenly bids $1 million for it. He wins the bid, and Yi Shuang and Yi Zhengshan worry. Luo Chen leaves a black card and asks Yi Shuang to sign the deal in his stead later. She asks where he is going, and Luo Chen claims to go to Panglanwen. He later arrives at Panlongwen and notices the evil spirits gathering in the area. He walks into a construction site and discovers that it is built to gather and trap spirits. Just then, a woman approaches him and warns him not to get near the building. Luo Chen notices that she is an earthbound spirit. She claims that her son worked on the site before, and she gives Luo Chen a blueprint, then disappears. He enters and discovers the ominous spirit-gathering array. He tries to destroy it. However, police officers arrive. They tell Luo Chen to put his hands up, but he just ignores them. Just then, a male officer fires a warning shot. Luo Chen thinks clashing with law enforcement is not a good choice, so he surrenders and claims to be a paranormal lover. The male officer accuses him of being the suspect in the recent killings. The woman tells him not to jump to conclusions, and the woman introduces herself as Xu Jingjing. She requests to investigate Luo Chen, but he tries to tease her. They walk down to return to their station, but they return to the building. Luo Chen claims that they will never get out and talks about the area's feng shui. The woman criticizes him for spouting nonsense. Night falls, and they still can't get out of the area. Luo knows that evil spirits will appear, so he asks Jingjing to unlock the handcuffs. Just then, a taxi appears. The driver tells them to get in, but Luo Chen tells Jingjing not to unless she wants to die. The male officer gets in and notices that the driver is the recent victim who just died. Jingjing calls Luo Chen crazy, and just then, they hear the male officer screaming. The taxi driver creeps out of the car and tries to beat the male officer. Jingjing arrives and discovers the taxi driver. Just then, the other male officer attacks Jingjing. Luo Chen breaks off his handcuffs, and the earthbound spirit from before appears. She asks to save the officers, but Luo Chen declines. The woman insists, but Luo Chen doesn't want to do anything at all. Just then, Luo Chen senses something ominous from behind. Meanwhile, Jingjing dodges the other officer's attack. She then shoots the taxi driver. She tries to help the other officer get up, but Jingjing gets pushed away by the scared male officer. He runs off and leaves Jingjing cornered by the evil spirits. She shoots the evil spirit, but nothing happens. Just as she was going to get killed, the evil spirit got attacked from behind, and it dispersed. Luo Chen gives the other evil spirit 3 seconds, and he also kills it. He asks Jingjing to follow, but she sprains her ankle. Luo Chen then carries her. On the way, Jingjing asks how they can get out. In a flashback, the earthbound spirit woman tells Luo Chen that once the 3 officers are killed, the Demon King will awaken. Luo Chen claims he can't fight with his incomplete array. The woman then tells him that there is a suppressed dragon's vein underneath the site. Back to the present, Luo Chen finds a shack and tells Jingjing that they won't be getting out tonight. Just then, a red light appears. Luo Chen notices it and tells Jingjing to stay. Jingjing can't believe that supernatural forces are real. She asks where Luo Chen is going. Luo Chen claims to have saved her colleague. She cutely asks if Luo Chen will be back sooner, but he goes out in silence. Luo Chen needs to do something quickly, as the ritual just needs one more sacrifice. He kills demons on the way and hopes that he'll make it in time. Meanwhile, the other officer discovers a sealed pillar, and an evil spirit creeps up on him. Jingjing receives a call from her angry father. She is given 30 minutes to go home, or he will fetch her in Panlongwen. She tries to warn him, but her father drops the call. She panics and tries to open the door. Just then, someone appears. The earthbound spirit woman blocks the door. The spirit is surprised that Jingjing can see her now. Just then, Jingjing recognizes her. Meanwhile, the police officer is being chased by evil spirits. He tries to fight back, and the spirit disappears. He thinks that he got stronger, but it was actually Luo Chen who killed the spirit. He kills the rest and discovers the sealed pillar. He then tries to destroy it and use it as nourishment to awaken the godly seeds. Just then, police officers searched through the woods of Panlongwan. An evil spirit attacks one of them, and the evil array gets activated. An entity attacks Lu Chen from behind. A week ago, Qingjing encountered a woman who asked the police to investigate his missing son in Panlongwan. Days later, she found out that the woman had also died in Panlongwan. She swears to investigate the Panlongwan case thoroughly. Meanwhile, Lu Chen blocks the attack, and the male officer worries. They see a demon king coming out of the seal. It attacks Lu Chen, and Lu Chen defends, but he is overpowered. Just then, Lu Chen claims to test the new powers he just gained through awakening. He activates his power, and the demon king attacks him. Lu Chen fights back, and the demon king denies that it should not be this easy to awaken. The demon king tries to attack with a different move, but Lu Chen sends him flying. Lu Chen proved enough that he has awakened. Lu Chen attacked the demon king, but it was only a shadow puppet. The demon king escapes outside and consumes the souls of the patrolling police officers. Meanwhile, the spirit woman tells Qingjing not to be afraid. Qingjing apologizes, but the spirit woman says it is fine. The spirit woman tries to say the mastermind's name, but then a police officer screams for help outside. The police officer recognizes Qingjing, and the spirit woman approves of letting him in. Just then, the demon king appears and thanks them for opening the door. The demon king grabs Qingjing. The demon king notices a barrier and realizes that Lu Chen is protecting Qingjing. Qingjing kicks the demon king and tries to escape. She gets captured immediately, and the demon king attacks her. Just then, the spirit woman blocks the attack. Flashbacks show the woman's son arguing with her about things related to money. He mocked her job related to feng shui and curses. The son worked on the construction at the Panlongwan site and received a call telling him that his mother is sick. He tried to leave, but he fell off the cliff. He woke up writhing in pain and wished to continue living for his mother. Just then, he got swallowed by an ominous aura. The flashback ends, and it turns out that the son is used by the demon as a vessel. The son's consciousness argues with the demon king and blames him for killing his mother. He talks about gaining freedom after the construction of the building is over, but the demon king blames Lu Chen for this situation. The demon king redirects the son's hatred toward Lu Chen. The demon king goes berserk and attacks Lu Chen. Lu Chen is happy to see a new punching bag for new power. He then fires an attack, and the demon king writhes in pain. The demon king's breath slowly fades away, and the son asks Lu Chen to kill him now. Just then, the spirit woman appears and surprises her son. Lu Chen gathered her spirit one last time. The two talk about forgiving each other, and the spirit woman fades away. Lu Chen now tells him to make a decision. The son releases the energies he gathered, but that would make him lose his life. The son thanks Lu Chen for letting him see his mother again. He informs Lu Chen that he feels strange powers awakening in this world. He wishes Lu Chen to take care. The next morning, Lu Chen receives a call while meditating. Land buyer invites him for dinner in Tianyaju, and Lu Chen agrees. Her manager appears and overhears her. Buyer tells her that she confessed the other day and worries that she'll get rejected. The manager shouts that no one will reject the national goddess, but Buyer claims that Lu Chen is different. She cutely expresses her feelings, and her manager teases her. Meanwhile, Lu Chen fully absorbs the godly seeds. He turns his hair and eyes back to normal and goes out. Meanwhile, at Tongzhou Media, the employees worry that there are gangsters outside. Zhang Hai worries that Lu Chen offended Hong Biao. Sin Sin worries that Xiaomin will be targeted because she is Lu Chen's girlfriend. Just then, Xiaomin calls Lu Chen and invites him for dinner. He declines, but Xiaomin insists because she is going to tell him something. She asks to meet in Tianyaju and drops the call. He laughs at the coincidence and continues to drive. Meanwhile, Qingjing still can't believe what happened last night. She notices that she has some dark spots on her body. At Tianyaju, Lu Chen comes, and Sin Sin asks why he came empty-handed. It turns out that it is Xiaomin's birthday. Xiaomin can't believe that he forgot. He offers to buy something for her later, and the crowd laughs at him because they think Lu Chen is poor. Xiaomin tells him there's no need because she is breaking up with him, and Lu Chen immediately replies, "Okay." Xiaomin asks what he said, and Lu Chen repeats that he is okay with it. Xiaomin thinks this is impossible because she knows Lu Chen will always kneel before her. A colleague advises Lu Chen to apologize, but he claims it is pointless. Xiaomin lashes out at him and claims that he won't ever get a girlfriend and that no woman will ever like him because he is poor. Just then, someone refuses her statement, and land buyer gracefully appears and mocks Xiaoman for just looking at a man's wallet. Xiaoman gets mad, and buyer picks up a microphone. She then sings a song, confessing her feelings to Luo Chen. Everyone gets shocked, and Xiaoman accuses Luo Chen of cheating. Luo Chen then threatens her about her relationship with Chen Chou being exposed. Wang Kai appears and acts like a hero, challenging Luo Chen. Wang Kai attacks, but Luo Chen easily knocks him out. Xiaoman is surprised by how Luo Chen changed. Zhang Hai uses his managerial position to fire Luo Chen from his department. Luo Chen is surprised that a direct superior can easily fire subordinates without a reason. He asked buyer to call someone for him. Everyone laughs at Luo Chen, and Officer Jingjing appears. They report Luo Chen's action to her, and buyer tries to defend Luo Chen. They asked her to arrest Luo Chen for assault. Jingjing declines them because it is not her jurisdiction. She claims that she is here for Luo Chen. She asks to live with Luo Chen from now on, shocking everyone. Luo Chen gets confused, but Jingjing insists on living with him. Buyer gets mad and tells her to fall in line properly. The others are shocked to see two beautiful girls fighting over Luo Chen. Xiaoman calls the two girls idiots for falling for a man without a job. Just then, the manager in the highest position, Manager Di, arrives and apologizes to Luo Chen for being late. Luo Chen tells the manager to fire the three he points out. Sing Sin gets mad, but Zhang Hai asks the top manager how he called Luo Chen again. Manager Di tells them that Luo Chen is the boss of their company. Sing Sin shouts at him for talking nonsense, but Manager Di shows proof that Luo Chen owns all of the stocks in Tongzhou Media. Xiaoman gets mad after finding out right after she broke up with him. Manager Di confirms that the three are all fired, and Sin Sin continues shouting. Just then, Bog arrives, and Zhang Hai asks to beat up Luo Chen. Zhang Hai laughs when Luo Chen is over. However, Han Bio's group apologizes to Luo Chen. Han Bio presents a gift, but Luo Chen doesn't receive it and tells Han Bio to live better instead. Luo Chen leaves as Han Bio thanks him. Han Bio's group then takes care of the people who badmouth Luo Chen. Afterward, Luo Chen is in the middle of a catfight between Land Buyer and Si Jingjing. The women still argue over Luo Chen. Luo Chen decides to leave, but Shi Jingjing claims that her body felt weird after last night's incident. Land Buyer panics but remembers that Luo Chen is not the type to be close to women. Just then, Xie Jingjing tries to open her shirt, and Land Buyer also joins in to seduce Luo Chen. Xie Jingjing then exposes her skin and shows a black spot. Luo Chen tells her that it will be gone after 2 days. Luo Chen tries to leave again, but Xie Jingjing stops him, claiming that Luo Chen and Land Buyer are related to the disappearance of Wanfu. Luo Chen then asks for evidence, but Xie Jingjing can't find any beforehand. Xie Jingjing then insists on staying in the room so she can monitor the suspects. Land Buyer also decides to stay and Luo Chen gives up. That night, Luo Chen cultivates and suddenly Yi Shuang comes crying, surprising the other girls. Yi Shuang notices the girls and thinks her master is playing around. She then tells Luo Chen that Yi Shengshan needs help. They then leave all together and arrive at Yi Shengshan's room. Yi Shengshan scolds Yi Shuang for bothering Luo Chen, but then he starts coughing blood. A doctor insists on doing a treatment, but Luo Chen tells them to go out. Luo Chen notices the injury given to the old man, and he uses his spiritual power to calm the dark energy. The treatment is finished, and Luo Chen asked what happened. Yi Shengshan got ambushed by a master who is unaffected by bullets and kidnapped his son. Luo Chen asks them to take him to that master. Yi Shengshan was worried but later decided to accompany him. The next day, they arrive at an arena. Yi Shengshan finds out that 3 masters are already defeated. Just then, a self-proclaimed king of New Tai appears. Mu Rongshang laughs at them for sending in a foreigner. The fight starts and Mu Rongshang only dodges until the Muay Thai king gets mad. Mu Rongshang then ends the fight and asks for the next challenger. The crowd didn't see how they attacked, but Luo Chen saw it. Mu Rongshang then laughs at how Tongzhou people are weak. Yi Shengshan shouts at him and looks for his son. Mu Rongshang shows his hostages and asks them to defeat him first. Yi Shengshan then proudly presents Luo Chen, but people doubt him for looking young. Mu Rongshang laughs. Luo Chen goes up to the stage and Mu Rongshang haughtily allows Luo Chen to name himself. Luo Chen tells him that he is not worthy enough to know. Luo Chen immediately attacks and punches Mu Rongshang, so hard that he goes flying into a building's top wall. Hongbyo applauds and shouts Lu Chen's name. The crowd is now relieved that Mi Rongshang is dead. Just then, an old man appears. Wan Yang claims that Tong Zhao is his now. A sniper shoots at him, but Wan Yang stops the bullet. He throws the bullet at the person who ordered the sniper. Wan Yang tells Lu Chen that he will forget about Lu Chen killing his disciple. Lu Chen laughs and claims that no one in this world can become his teacher. Wan Yang proudly claims that he can block bullets. However, Lu Chen calls him a small fry. Irritated, Wan Yang attacks Lu Chen, but the latter easily dodges. Wan Yang claims heavy weapons can't damage him and looks down on Lu Chen. Lu Chen attacks, and Wan Yang proudly blocks and fends off Lu Chen. However, Lu Chen now knows why people are scared of Wan Yang. The others are worried after Lu Chen got blocked. Wan Yang tells him to surrender, and Lu Chen asks if those are his last words. Wan Yang attacks him, and Lu Chen activates the Emperor's scripture. He then uses it on Wan Yang, and the old man finds himself in a different dimension with a huge sun. The sun turns into Lu Wuji and threatens Wan Yang, who is now trembling in fear. The onlookers can only see Wan Yang freezing on the stage. Lu Chen punches and smashes Wan Yang's head. Yi Zhengshan and Hongbyo both freeze at the sight of Lu Chen. The crowd cheers at Lu Chen, and he sees a seed with a defense attribute. He will use it to replenish the energy he used today. Meanwhile, a suspicious onlooker gives out an order to kill Lu Chen. Business people try to win Lu Chen's favor, but Yi Zhengshan acts haughty as the Yi clan supports Lu Chen. However, Yi Zhengshan worries that they can't keep Lu Chen forever. One suggests letting Yi Xuan keep Lu Chen using her body, and Yi Zhengshan gets mad. Later, Lu Chen asks Yi Xuan to help him get money and invite tenders for the construction of Panlongwen. The next day, Lu Chen absorbs the seed he recently received. Two individuals arrive and want to talk about something. Lu Chen wants to know them first, but Fei Long gets mad at how arrogant Lu Chen is. Fei Long challenges Lu Chen, and he will disclose things if Lu Chen wins. He attacks Lu Chen, but he gets deflected. The woman asks for mercy while Fei Long trembles at the feeling of death nearing him. Fei Long apologizes, and the woman reveals that they are from the Third Armed Forces. They sit down for a discussion, and the woman explains that order is the most valuable thing in the world. If Lu Chen completes their request, the Third Armed Forces will provide Lu Chen with everything, and he will be given the identity of becoming the order itself. Lu finds it interesting because he needs an identity to avoid trouble. Lu Chen then offers to listen. They requested to protect Ningyu, the daughter of an important researcher who just went missing. The professor's research is top secret, and the key is in Ningyu. A code from her gene sequence is the server's password. They are not sure if the opposing party knows already. Lu Chen asks how long he will protect her, but they are unsure of the duration. The woman then confesses that they reached out to Lu Chen because there might be a spy in the armed forces. The professor might have been kidnapped with help from the inside. Lu Chen then gives them 3 days. Just then, a call comes and surprises the woman. Meanwhile, the opposing party already had Ningyu and brought her to the Genome Research Lab. They oppressed everyone inside. Later, Lu Chen arrives with the two at the scene. The woman then asks to save Ningyu within 2 hours, and the rewards promised will be given. Lu Chen accepts the deal, but someone from the First Armed Forces arrives. He calls the Third Armed Forces trash. The First Armed Forces special team goes into the lab. They scurry to the hallways and meet a researcher. It turns out she is a suicide bomber, and everyone outside sees the explosion. Some members of the unit inside survive, but a man attacks them with monstrous strength. He grabs their heads and smashes them easily. Bullets are also ineffective against him. They lost contact with the unit, and someone brought in a master. Lu is now ready to go in, but the First Armed Force insists on having the master go inside first. Fei Long claims Lu Chen is stronger, but the master calls Lu Chen a brat. Master Hong is from the famous Baji sect. He calls Lu Chen inexperienced and a show-off. Lu Chen asks if he can do it, and Master Hong laughs. He asks to bring out a cup of tea. He claims he will finish the mission before the tea gets cold. He goes inside and faces the man with monstrous strength. Later, the tea is gone cold, and they see Master Hong coming out. He runs away from the lab and asks for the medical team to treat his lost arm. Lu Chen has only 1 hour left and asks if he will keep the enemies alive. Master Hong trembles in fear, remembering what he encountered, and claims that the girl can't be saved. He hears that Lu Chen went in and underestimates him too much. Lu Chen meets the man with monstrous strength. The man laughs at them for coming in one by one. Lu Chen just smiles. Meanwhile, the enemies are almost done analyzing a Ningyu's gene sequence. The woman then claims that someone strong came because she didn't receive any reports downstairs. The man died at the hands of Lu Chen. Lu Chen then scans the building. He finds the room and kills the guard by sending his bullet back. He enters the room, and the woman attacks Lu Chen from above. Meanwhile, Master Hong claims the mission is impossible to accomplish and suggests exploding the floor the enemies are on. The Third Armed Force commander claims Lu Chen can still do it. Master Hong claims the kid might have just gone home. The First Armed Force commander then gives orders to prepare missiles. They fire an artillery shot, but a barrier blocks it. Lu Chen jumps out from the floor, carrying a Ningyu. They confirm that all enemies have been eliminated. Master Hong can't believe that Lu Chen succeeded. He creates a ruckus, but Lu Chen slaps him. He tries to threaten Lu Chen with the Baji sect's name, but Lu Chen cuts his other arm. Just then, Lu Chen receives a call from his father. Lu Chen picks it up, and his father starts scolding him because of Xiaoman. He was told to go to Xiaoman's place. He remembers how his father worked hard after he got tricked by Xiaoman. Soon after, his father died in an accident. Lu Chen is worried that his father might be surprised by his sudden change. Lu Chen then asks to discuss the rewards later and takes him somewhere first. On the way, the Third Armed Forces leader discusses that Lu Chen will be an instructor at their affiliated school. Lu Chen tries to decline, but the leader claims that they need forces against enemies like the ones he just fought. They are top-notch soldiers who have brought back a mysterious power from Kunlun. The leader offers research results about the mysterious power, and Lu Chen agrees with them. However, Lu Chen mentions that this is not the reward. He then asks to find out all the information related to Chen Chao. Later, Lu Chen meets his father after hundreds of years. The two fathers talk about their son and daughter getting married. Lu Chen plans to expose Xiaoman, but he doesn't have evidence to show yet. Xiaoman, on the other hand, knows Lu Chen won't leave her because of his father. However, Lu Chen knows her true intentions. The next day, Lu Chen plans to lead the meeting on the construction of Panglongwan. However, his father calls and tells him that Xiaoman and her mother invited him to look for properties. Xiaoman's mother asks for a property, but Lu Chen's father finds it expensive. Xiaoman's mother complains, assuming that he is rich and loaded. After some time, they finally choose a property, but Lu Chen's father is still shocked by the price. Xiaoman's mother claims it will not be difficult for him because Lu Chen owns a company. He doesn't know about it, and she snaps, thinking that Lu Chen was just tricking them. She continues talking badly about Lu Chen's father until Hong Bio appears and calls her an old lady. She continues to talk badly about Lu Chen until Lu Chen arrives. Hong Bio sticks to Lu Chen and also greets his father. Xiaoman's mother wonders who Hong Bio is, and the employee calls him boss. He recalls Xiaoman's mother calling Lu Chen's father poor and asking his employee who is in charge of the Panlongwan development. The employee shows that Lu Chen is the boss in charge of thousands of residences in Panlongwan. Lu Chen's father is confused, but Lu Chen claims to explain it to him at a later time and not to meddle between him and Xiaoman. He reveals that they have already broken up. Meanwhile, Lan Bayer receives from her manager the news that she can see Lu Chen. Lan Bayer gets excited, and her manager sends the address. Xiaoman panics and apologizes. Her mother also asks to forgive her, but Lu Chen tells them to leave. Xiaoman runs away, and her mother gets mad at Lu Chen. Just then, Lan Bayer comes and sticks to Lu Chen. She immediately introduces herself to Lu Chen's father, who recognizes her as a celebrity. She also sarcastically talks to Xiaoman's mother, making the old woman run away. Lu Chen asks if she did that internationally. She laughs and asks Lu Chen's father about her acting. She immediately gets friendly with Lu Chen's father, and they go mall shopping. Lan Bayer made the father-son duo try out some clothes. Lu Chen's father is satisfied with the cheap clothing. Suddenly, a handsome Lu Chen comes out, and Lan Bayer brings out her black card. Lu Chen, Lan Bayer, and Lu Chen's father went for a meal. Lu Chen's father worries about the expensive menu at the restaurant. Lan Bayer tells him not to worry, and Lu Chen tells him not to. Just then, Lu Chen goes out to talk to his staff, and a bald man passes by. The bald man is video calling Chen Chao, and Chen Chao notices Luo Chen. Chen Chao gets mad seeing Luo Chen because Luo Chen made Xiaoman block her. He asks the bald man to get revenge on Luo Chen. The bald man then plots a scheme. Later, Luo Chen's father got a call and went outside. He then picks up the call, and the bald man starts his scheme. A waiter bumps into Luo Chen's father and drops an expensive glass of wine. The waiter begins shouting at him. He apologizes, and the waiter twists the story in front of the other guests. A woman tells the waiter not to let poor people enter the restaurant next time. She even laughs at Luo Chen's father's shirt. Thinking not to cause trouble for his son, Luo Chen's father tries to pay the waiter. The waiter and the woman laugh at him for handing out 100 yuan. The waiter then tells him that he needs to pay 1,000. Luo Chen's father starts arguing with the waiter until Luo Chen and Lan Baier appear. Luo Chen listened to what happened. Lan Baier asks for the security footage, but the waiter claims that it is broken. She then tries to pay, but the waiter increases the price. Luo Chen then asks for the manager. The bald man arrives and apologizes for the waiter's actions. However, he asks for more money. Luo Chen tells his father and Lan Baier to go away first. The waiter tries to stop them, but Luo Chen kicks him aside. Luo Chen asks Lan Baier to go with his father, and she complies. She notices how angry Luo Chen is. The bald man then throws a knife toward Luo Chen and asks him to pay with money in his hand. Luo Chen then gets mad at him. The bald man claims that there are no more than 10 people who dare stand against him in Tongzhou. Luo Chen then brings out talismans and sends them away. Yi Zhengshan, Hong Biao, and Quan Kun receive them. Everyone immediately moves out with Hong Biao and his men. Yi Zhengshan tells him to move quickly. Yi Zhengshan can't believe he easily uses a talisman from miles away. Meanwhile, the armed forces discover a large number of people and vehicles moving, and everyone is related to the Yi family. The director then decides to call Luo Chen. Back at the restaurant, the bald man is confidently confronting Luo Chen. Just then, someone shouts, asking who offended his lord Luo. The bald man looks back and trembles upon seeing Hong Biao. Hong Biao then asks the bald man. Luo Chen receives a call from the armed forces. He tells them that someone offended him and his father. The armed forces director then orders his men to secure the area and not to intervene. Quan Kun also arrives, making the bald man fall into shock. Quan Kun looks at him and slaps him. The bald man is still confused about what is happening until Yi Zhengshan appears. Luo Chen asks them again for the price. Hong Biao shows the security footage that shows that the waiter bumped into his father on purpose. The waiter blames the bald man. Luo Chen then glares at him, and the waiter falls dead. The bald man begs for mercy. Luo Chen then orders everyone to destroy the place. He tells the bald man to rebuild it in 7 days, and then Luo Chen will have everyone destroyed again. The bald man is devastated. The woman was glad she was not called out, but her face suddenly cracked. When they get out, Luo Chen receives a message from Fei Long about his request to investigate Chen Chao. He meets his father, who was worried the whole time. Luo Chen now has evidence that Chen Chao was connected to the killer of his father in his previous life. He swears to kill Chu Yunhao. The next day, Luo Chen and his father come back to their county. Luo Chen's father gets mad for not letting Lan Baier go with them. His father asks what happened to Luo Chen in Tongzhou. However, Luo Chen asks about his mother in exchange. Luo Chen's father feigns ignorance and walks away. They arrive at their factory and meet Yang Minghui, Luo Chen's friend who is now working in their factory. Luo Chen's father shoulders Yang Minghui's tuition. Zhang Panpan, as a cultivator, Luo Chen tells Yang Minghui to give it up. That night, Zhang Panpan meets some suspicious people, and they plan to perform a ceremony. Meanwhile, Yang Minghui receives Zhang Panpan's phone, which an aunt found in the restroom. Yang Minghui walks in the mountains after seeing a message from Zhang Panpan's phone. Zhang Panpan, on the other hand, performs the ceremony with a long-haired master. Luo Chen calls Yang Minghui to have some skewers, but he suddenly hears Zhang Panpan's voice. The long-haired master tells Zhang Panpan to endure the pain. Yang Minghui arrives, and the master tells his men to take care of him. Zhang Panpan tries to stop him, but the master tells her to continue chanting. The men attack Yang Minghui, but Zhang Panpan saves him. Zhang Panpan gets captured, as does Yang Minghui. Just then, Luo Chen arrives and asks Yang Minghui to pay the bill. Yang Minghui tells Luo Chen to run. The men confront Luo Chen, and Zhang Panpan asks to let the boys go. However, the master tells her to choose one to let go while the other dies. Zhang Panpan cries as she blames herself. Lu Chen scratches his head and gives the master two choices: kneel and serve him or die. The men get mad at him for disrespecting their god. Lu Chen laughs as he finds it ridiculous. The master scares Lu Chen with an attack. Zhang Panpan and Yang Mingui are scared to death. Lu Chen finds the master's skills decent. The master scares Lu Chen, but the latter challenges him instead. One of the men attacks Lu Chen, but he easily kills the man with a simple slap. They recognize Lu Chen as a master, and they attack together. The master tells them to back down, but Lu Chen tells him that it is too late. He easily kills everyone, and the onlookers from afar are shocked. Zhang Panpan is now doubting Lu Chen's identity after killing men with high cultivation. The master tries to show his real power, and Lu Chen laughs out loud. The master gets offended and attacks Zhang Panpan and Yang Mingui. Both of them freeze, and the master feels smug. Just then, Lu Chen shows a better skill, the Ice of the Dragon. Lu Chen tells the master to kneel, and the master complies. Lu Chen tells him that he will be his servant from now on. He then thanks Lu Chen for sparing his life. Later, Yang Mingui and Zhang Panpan wake up and go back home, as Lu Chen tells them to keep everything a secret. Lu Chen knows that they will try to avoid him now. Meanwhile, Chen Qiu asks for Chen Yunhao's help to make a mess in Lu Chen's life. Chen Qiu is sure that Lu Chen is dead this time. The next day, Tang Rufeng and Xiao are on their way to Lu Chen to send a letter of challenge. While Lu Chen is cultivating, he catches a bamboo with a challenge. His father checks on him, but Lu Chen is gone. Lu Chen meets the people from Baji sect, and he asks them how they got his address. Xiao tells him that he doesn't know and throws a punch as he proudly claims himself as an expert. However, Lu Chen slaps him and sends him flying. Tang Rufeng can't believe what he just witnessed. Lu Chen then asks the rest the same question. Tang Rufeng tells Lu Chen that it is from Chen Qiu. He then delivers the letter, and Lu Chen tells them to scram. Lu Chen cleans up the remains of Xiao, and his father discovers him. He later explains everything to his father except the part where he regressed. Lu Chen asks his father if he is scared of him now, but his father claims that Lu Chen is his precious son. Lu Chen realizes that only his father will wholly accept him. That night, Chen Qiu is now sure that Lu Chen is dead. He laughs until the lights turn off. Just then, Lu Chen appears from the veranda, and Chen Qiu gets surprised. Lu Chen claims he prepared some things to make Chen Qiu's death interesting. Chen Qiu then grabs a knife and tries to attack Lu Chen. However, Lu Chen grabs his hand. Chen Qiu wonders why Lu Chen is still alive. Lu Chen punches Chen Qiu's face. Chen Qiu then threatens Lu Chen, even if he is protected by the Yi family. Lu Chen tells him to be quiet and asks him how a normal person was able to become a big shot in Tongzhou. He then tells Chen Qiu that he is protecting the Yi family. Chen Qiu doubts his words, and Lu Chen brings him to an illusionary world. Lu Chen activated his emperor's script and drowned the poor Chen Qiu in a sea of corpses. He leaves Chen Qiu in his room. Later, Lu Chen returns home with the reason that he just went to buy things at the supermarket. He can't leave his father alone, and it's a good thing that he agreed to go with him to Tongzhou. His father then starts to talk about his mother. Lu Chen really never remembered his mother. Now that his father has seen his powers, he plans to tell Lu Chen. However, he must not go looking for her if he hasn't prepared yet. Lu Chen's father met his mother when they were working at the law enforcement agency. They dated and kept it hidden. However, their relationship was discovered, and they promised to marry each other. His father discovered that his mother is from Jingji's Shen family, an influential and powerful clan. The Shen family got his mother back, and his father drowned in sorrow. However, she appears again, and they secretly moved to the countryside. They were then blessed with Lu Chen, and they thought Lu Chen could change things. They went back to Jingji, but the Shen family blocked his father and Lu Chen away. To protect them, his mother didn't get in touch with them, and his father feared things while Lu Chen was growing up. Lu Chen can't believe that his father has such a past. Lu Chen then claims to have brought his mother back. His father believes in Lu Chen because of the abilities he possesses. However, he won't provide the name and photos of his mother. Lu Chen then asks about the closest area in Tongzhou where the Shen family is influential. It is in Heidong where the Baji sect is situated. Lu Chen called Hong Biao and ordered Yi Zhengshan and the others to move out to Heidong. Soon after, Fei Long calls Lu Chen after seeing that Lu Chen has arrived in Haidong. Lu Chen tells him there is no need to fetch him because he needs to go somewhere first. His goals are the Baji sect, Shu Yunhao, and information on the Shen family. Just then, Fei Long warns him about the recent homicides in the area, and that the culprit is not an ordinary person. Just then, a woman named Jiang Tongren approaches Lu Chen. She asks if she can get a lift because she doesn't have money. Lu Chen then hails a taxi, and Jiang Tongren also rides. Lu Chen claims he is in Haidong for work. She then warns Lu Chen about the recent cases, but Lu Chen louts it off. Lu Chen realizes that Jiang Tongren resembles a woman he knows. She then proudly claims that she is the niece of Shen Yulin, the Haidong commerce president. Lu Chen is surprised and asks her if she is from Jingji's Shen family. She confirms that her aunt has been cut off from them and proudly recites her aunt's achievements. Lu Chen thinks that it might not be a coincidence. They arrive somewhere, and they finally introduce each other. She gives Lu Chen a business card and claims that she works in a bar. She offers lodgings, but Lu Chen declines. They part ways, and Lu Chen notices a masked woman watching them. Meanwhile, Jiang Tongren walks into an alleyway, and an ominous entity creeps behind her. Lu Chen arrives at the bar where Jiang Tongren works. While Jiang Tongren is preparing her specialty drink, he remembers the strange presence that is supposed to be targeting Jiang Tongren. It disappeared after Lu Chen got close. Just then, Jiang Tongren presents her specialty drink, and Lu Chen takes it. Jiang Tongren gets called, and a man tries to talk to Lu Chen. Lu Chen ignores him, and the man gets mad while claiming that Jiang Tongren will be his wife. Just then, Chu Yunhao appears as a customer and scolds and hurts Jiang Tongren. Lu Chen then tells the man to protect his woman, but he is scared of Chu Yunhao. Lu Chen calls him trash, and he grabs a glass. He throws the glass to Chu Yunhao. Chu Yunhao angrily asks who threw the glass at him. Lu Chen walks forward, and Jiang Tongren gets surprised. Chu Yunhao laughs and tells Lu Chen to kneel. Jiang Tongren tries to stop Lu Chen, but Lu Chen tells Chu Yunhao to kneel for him instead. Chu Yunhao orders his men to attack Lu Chen. He tells the rest of his men to handle Lu Chen's body later. However, Lu Chen is beating up his men easily, and he confronts Chu Yunhao. Chu Yunhao tries to attack Lu Chen. Lu Chen fights back and ends Chu Yunhao's bloodline. Chu Yunhao falls in pain, and Lu Chen steps on his head. Lu Chen continues to step on Chu Yunhao until Tang Rufeng arrives. They thought Lu Chen's life was over, but Tang Rufeng had some nightmarish flashbacks after seeing Lu Chen. Chu Yunhao asks Tang Rufeng to kill Lu Chen. Tang Rufeng trembles and tells Chu Yunhao that Lu Chen is the one who slapped his master, Aoshi, to death. Chu Yunhao doubts Tang Rufeng's words, and the latter suggests calling Aoshi. Chu Yunhao then remembers not getting in touch with his master after Aoshi went to the countryside. Tang Rufeng apologizes and Lu Chen lets him be. Chu Yunhao then offers help with some things and claims that he is also entering the Blood Fiends. Lu Chen spares Chu Yunhao's life. Chu Yunhao leaves as he swears to get his revenge on Lu Chen someday. Afterward, Jiang Tongren couldn't believe she had flirted with a great hidden figure. She worries that Lu Chen has offended Chu Yunhao, but Lu Chen claims that Chu Yunhao won't disturb her. The butterfly following them return to a red-haired woman. Jiang Tongren welcomes Lu Chen to her room but is in a mess. Later, Jiang Tongren cleaned everything, and Lu Chen claims that he didn't see anything. Jiang Tongren then tells him to use the extra room. The night deepens, and the man from before gets attacked by a Chinese zombie known as Jiangxi. Lu Chen detected it from afar. The malicious entity gets attacked by talismans, and the red-haired woman captures it. The Jiangxi roars in pain, but the red-haired woman tells it to stop acting. The Jiangxi breaks out of the seals, and the woman realizes that it is not a normal Jiangxi. It attacked her, but it was only an afterimage. The woman summons normal undead to hold down the Jiangxi. She places a talisman on the Jiangxi, but the Jiangxi easily rips it off and attacks the woman. She realizes that it is stronger now due to the number of people it has killed. The Jiangxi stabs her, but the woman uses venomous insects on the Jiangxi. She falls unconscious as she apologizes to her ancestors for ending their bloodline. Just then, Lu Chen arrives. The Jiangxi throws the woman aside, and she tells Lu Chen to run away. The Jiangxi tries to finish the woman off. However, Lu Chen sends the Jiangxi flying with a strike. The woman calls Lu Chen a martial arts master, but Lu Chen calls her blind. The Jiangshi attacks again, and the woman tells Lu Chen to be careful. Lu Chen clashes with the Jiangshi. Lu Chen goes behind the Jiangshi and slams it on the ground. The woman gets surprised, and Lu Chen tells her to shut up. The Jiangshi comes back up and tries to retaliate, but Lu Chen keeps on overpowering it. The woman can't believe Lu Chen only uses brute strength against her. Lu Chen tries to finish it off. However, the Jiangshi escapes. The woman tries to do something, but Lu Chen knocks her out. Later, the woman wakes up and asks why Lu Chen attacked her. Lu Chen explains that her body has already absorbed too much poison. Lu Chen tells her not to move too much. The woman then asks Lu Chen a favor. She tells him to get a nearby porcelain with medicine and asks him to take off her clothes. Lu Chen then forcefully strips her. Meanwhile, Xu Yunhao's father complains about how their bloodline almost ended. He assures Xu Yunhao that they will get revenge on Lu Chen with the help of another master, Feng Tanli. Xu Yunhao laughs as he thinks Lu Chen will now be dead. The next day, Zhang Tongren packs up her things to leave for Xiangxi. Lu Chen is surprised to hear Xiangxi again. Last night, Lu Chen helped the red-haired woman get treated. She also mentions that the Jiangshi they fought was a cultivator in the past from Xiangxi who turned into a monster after dying. The woman's clan sealed the Jiangshi before, but someone released it, and now she is hunting it. Lu Chen recognizes that the Jiangshi was a cultivator before. The woman claims that the escape method used by the Jiangshi was costly, and that it might rest back in Xiangxi's ancient city. The woman wants to go with Lu Chen to hunt down the Jiangshi. Zhang Tongren then leaves, and Lu Chen plans to do a second-level awakening. 2 days later, Xu Yunhao and his father meet Chen Bojiu and Mizongxi. Just then, Lu Chen arrives, and Xu Yunhao ridicules him. Yi Zhengshan and Yi Xuan get mad, and more people from Tongzhou appear. Lu Chen is surprised to see them. Yi Zhengshan claims they arrived to support Lu Chen. Xu Yunhao's father is surprised to see a prominent figure bowing to Lu Chen. Chen Bojiu and Mizongxi discuss how the fight between Lu Chen and Feng Tanli will transpire. Lu Chen stands on the field and Baji Sect's Feng Tanli arrives. Feng Tanli is mad at Lu Chen for hurting his disciples. However, Lu Chen ridicules him and tells him to work in the circus instead. The old master gets mad, and Lu Chen tells him to attack first. Feng Tanli persistently attacks Lu Chen. Remembering that Lu Chen defeated some prominent masters, Feng Tanli called him a grandmaster, which surprised everyone. Feng Tanli punches Lu Chen, but a barrier blocks his punch, and Lu Chen tells Feng Tanli that it is dumb that he made him his enemy. Feng Tanli doesn't have a choice now, and he brings out his strongest punch. A huge explosion occurs, and everyone recognizes that as Feng Tanli's strongest move. Feng Tanli laughs as Lu Chen turns into a ghost. However, Lu Chen comes out and ridicules Feng Tanli's strongest move. Everyone gets surprised, and Feng Tanli shouts out that it is impossible for Lu Chen to survive. Lu Chen calls him average and attacks for the first time, obliterating Feng Tanli. People from Tongzhou cheer while the masters are worried. Chen Bojiu gets mad and attacks Lu Chen. However, Lu Chen easily sends him flying. Lu Chen then tells everyone to attack him. Xu Yunhao is surprised that Lu Chen killed 2 grandmasters so easily. Just then, a block of massive ice appears, and Xu Yunhao's father claims that the Taoist close to Feng Tanli is here. The Baji sect is over their master's death, and now asks the Taoist for help. Xu Yunhao is sure that Lu Chen is dead now. Lu Chen calls out to his lowly servant to get down. The Baji sect members got mad but were surprised to see Master Zhang rolling down the stairs and bowing down to Lu Chen. To make things clear, Lu Chen asks Master Zhang who he is, and Master Zhang shouts out loud that he is his servant. Hong Biao laughed out loud and called the others embarrassed. Lu Chen then tells Master Zhang to clean up things for him, leaving out Xu Yunhao. 3 days later, some young men are looking for someone in the streets. They encounter someone and ask if Lu Chen lives in the area. The next day, the men escorted Lu Chen to the Blood Fiends training camp. Meanwhile, at the training camp, people worry that the new instructor will be late because of the fierce weather. However, the captain believes this is a test to see if Lu Chen deserves to be their instructor. Lu Chen and his escorts are at the docks and will not be able to use the speedboat. Lu Chen tells them not to worry, and he quickly summons a water whale and rides it. Back at the training camp, someone notices a man riding a whale while flying midair. The others laugh, but just then, Lu Chen appears. He stands on a rock and introduces himself as Lu Wuji, their new instructor. Lu Chen also heard before that a newly appointed instructor spars with the members first as a rule of etiquette. He then challenges everyone to attack him all at once. Everyone attacks Lu Chen. Lu Chen fends off one of them with one finger. Lu Chen sees that they have great teamwork, but they are still weak. Everyone gets knocked down without Lu Chen moving from his spot. Lu Chen then tells them that Blood Fiend will always follow his words. They comply and Lu Chen tells them to go back and sleep. The next day, Chu Yunhao rides a ship to the training camp. Later, as one of the new recruits, he visits the instructor's office. He is surprised to see Lu Chen and wonders why he is there. Lu Chen orders the others to leave except for a random recruit, who is actually the weakest among the bunch. Chu Yunhao then curses at him. Lu Chen claims he was soft-hearted last time, so Chu Yunhao's accumulated hope to this point will be destroyed. Chu Yunhao tries to run away, but Lu Chen crushes all his limbs. Lu Chen tells him to enjoy the next 7 days of being crippled. He then orders the others to keep Chu Yunhao alive, while making sure that he is alive. The next day, Captain Su Hu is chilling until Xu Yi, the Second Armed Forces commander's daughter, comes. She complains about how the Blood Fiends are lazing around. Su Hu explains that their new instructor instructed them to do so as training. Su Yi gets mad and claims to find Lu Chen. She barges into Lu Chen's office. She complains that there is a martial arts tournament in 2 months. The others arrive and try to drive off Xu Yi. Just then, something passes by Xu Yi, who discovers a piece of paper lodged in the wall. She gets scared after realizing that Lu Chen is a grandmaster. She apologizes and Lu Chen warns her. Later, Lu Chen calls Wai Ziking. He then tells the others to train for 2 weeks. However, Wai Ziking will follow Lu Chen's training method. He guarantees that Wai Ziking can defeat them all. The others are in doubt, but Lu Chen is serious. Afterward, Wai Ziking is worried that he might disappoint Lu Chen. Lu Chen tells him not to overthink. He discovers that Wai Ziking has the war endurance constitution, an extremely rare physique in the immortal realm. Wai Ziking then fires himself up and tells Lu Chen that he is ready for the training. However, Lu Chen tells him to eat first. The other Blood Fiend members are training hard while Lu Chen and Wai Ziking are relaxing under the shade. The others are complaining, but Su Hu reminds them to concentrate. Days later, officers come for an inspection, and Director Su is worried about Lu Chen's recent antics. Officer Yang introduces herself, but Lu Chen chooses to ignore her and tells all the Blood Fiend members to gather. He orders everyone to do their best and tells Wai Ziking to prepare. Devil is the first one to challenge Wai Ziking. He is known for his fast-killing strikes. Devil apologizes as he attacks, and Wai Ziking recalls Lu Chen telling him about legends. He must think that legends can exist by opening his imagination. Wai Ziking then activates his spiritual perception. He can now sense spiritual power and a change in the flow of Kai. It looked like time had stopped, and Lu Chen smiled at him. Wai Ziking takes this chance to strike Devil, who got sent flying afterward. Everyone gets surprised, and Su Hu tells Devil to surrender and check his nape. Su Hu then goes forward and rushes to Wai Ziking. Wai Ziking blocks all of the attacks and Su Hu is surprised. Wai Ziking blinks forward and apologizes. He sends Su Hu flying and inflicts internal injuries. Su Hu claims that it is impossible since they only see Wai Ziking relaxing. Lu Chen then claims to restart from the beginning to be able to win against his opponents. Lu Chen tells them to accept it. Just then, a master appears and calls Lu Chen a crook, making Wai Ziking mad. Officer Yang sends off Master Wangzhou to fight. Lu Chen then sends out Wai Ziking. Wai Ziking attacks, but he is easily countered. Wangzhou attacks and Wai Ziking can only block. Lu Chen tells him to stop playing around. Wangzhou laughs at them for pretending to be strong. He attacks, but Wai Ziking blinks behind Wangzhou, grabs him, and throws him to the ground. Wai Ziking tells Wangzhou that he doesn't deserve to fight Lu Chen. Wangzhou becomes hostile, making Su Hu panic. However, Lu Chen grabs Wangzhou's arm. He apologizes, but Lu Chen rips off his arm. Officer Yang intervenes and Lu Chen throws the arm at her. Lu Chen tells Director Su to take them away. He reminds Wai Ziking to never turn his back on the enemy. Later, Director Su tries to calm down Officer Yang. The old woman wants to punish Lu Chen for hurting her subordinate. Director Su refutes that it was Wang Zhu who was hostile and could have hurt the trainees. Officer Yang then suggests making Luo Chen defeat the Corpse King, but she won't make Luo Chen accountable. Luo Chen arrives and agrees. Director Su worries, but Luo Chen tells him not to worry. Officer Yang sarcastically commends Luo Chen's courage. Meanwhile, in Xianji Shimizu City, Jiang Tongren argues with the red-haired woman about moving their altar for construction. Jiang Tongren's aunt arrives and tells the red-haired woman that they will leave now. The aunt tells Jiang Tongren to be patient in negotiations, and she must know what the other party needs. While the aunt teaches her more, she notices Luo Chen. Jiang Tongren introduces Luo Chen to her aunt, Yuran. Luo Chen notices her beads and tells her to throw them away as soon as possible. Yuran finds Luo Chen strange. He tells them that he is meeting Zege, the red-haired woman, to get something to resist corpse poison. Jiang Tongren then asks Luo Chen if he can help them. Yuran is planning to build an orphanage, and Zege's family is in there and unwilling to sell the area to them. Luo Chen then agrees to help. However, he first asks Yuran if she knows Lu Yangxi, Luo Chen's father. Shen Yuran claims that she doesn't know Lu Yangxu. Luo Chen thinks he is just overthinking. Shen Yuran now reminds Luo Chen about his promise to help. They go back inside and Apu Zege is pissed. She tells them to go away and discovers her savior, Luo Chen. Later, Zege agrees with Shen Yuran's proposal, all because of Luo Chen. Shen Yuran is surprised and wonders what Luo Chen's identity is. The contracts are done, and the auntie Nistuo thanks Luo Chen and offers help someday. Luo Chen claims ordinary people can't repay him. Shen Yuran gets mad at him, and she leaves together with Jiang Tongren. Later, Zege leads Luo Chen to a basement and shows him a pill that can resist poison. However, Luo Chen claims it is not effective enough for the Blood Corpse King. Zege then asks Luo Chen's help to catch the Blood Corpse King, and she will pay him handsomely. Luo Chen then asks for the Corpse King's location, and Zege tells him about the Heavenly Medicine Group's Shi family, who stole the Corpse King before. The Corpse King then escaped from their grasp and went to on high, where Luo Chen met it. It is now in Xiangkexi, and they can't fight back against it. The Shi family even invited Zege to heal their head. She is guide, but she declined. Luo Chen suggests accepting their invitation, and then Luo Chen will improve the anti-poison pill to give it to Shi Saigui later. Later, in the infected Shi family, they receive the pills from Zege's clan. They doubt her actions. Nevertheless, Shi Saigui tries out the pill. The pill sucks out the poison, and Shi Saigui returns to normal. Later, Jiang Yifi from the Tianyo group visits Shi Saigui. He can't believe Zege gave them the cure. He then requests the next steps. Shi Saigui then suggests acquiring the Apu family's medicine and capturing the Corpse King, spreading its poison to make money afterward. Jiang Yifi commends his plan. Shi Saigui also claims that aside from the Apu family, some prominent masters will also come, including a Taoist priest. On the day of the conference, various masters are observed by Jiang Yifi. Just then, Jiang Tongren calls out Luo Chen. Shen Yuran wonders why Luo Chen is present. Luo Chen teases her as he feels some sort of intimacy. Jiang Yifi approaches them and introduces himself to Luo Chen as Jiang Tongren's cousin. However, Luo Chen tries to ignore him. Jiang Yifi then threatens Luo Chen and Shi Yuran shouts at him. He leaves and tells them to take a seat. The Shi Saigui then starts his speech about capturing the Corpse King. He then presents Apu Zege as the one who can cure the Corpse King's poison. Zege then stands and offers her clan's help if she will handle the Corpse King later. Shi Saigui then shouts out that the Apu clan let the Corpse King get away in the first place. However, Zege asks him why the Shi family's talisman is on the Corpse King. The old man gets flustered and Zege asks for his real motive. She then tries to leave but guards block her path. Shen Yuran even notices the plan of Shi Saigui. Jiang Yifi gets mad and orders the guards to take Zege hostage so they have the cure's formula. The guards attack, but there is an explosion. Luo Chen appears and claims that he got the formula. Shen Yuran attempts to defend Luo Chen by labeling him mentally ill. Luo Chen gets offended, but Shen Yuran knows how influential the Shi family is. Luo Chen tells her not to worry. A Shi family disciple tries to attack Luo Chen, but he easily knocks the disciple down, surprising everyone. Luo Chen states the various things he hates and claims that the Shi family did it all. Jiang Yifi then orders everyone to kill Luo Chen, and he will handsomely reward them. A young master from the Lu family then steps forward. He then uses his family's talisman arts to summon a god's armor. He attacks Luo Chen, and his spot explodes. However, they see the young master being choked by Luo Chen. Luo Chen calls their family's techniques a disappointment. Everyone gets shocked, and Zhang Yifi orders another attack, offering more rewards. Zhang Tongren tries to stop him. More masters move out and attack Luo Chen. The master of the Lu family uses a talisman to cause an explosion. He gets out, however, and discovers Luo Chen beating up the older masters. A poison master also attacks him, but Luo Chen kills the master's insects with his words. They all bring out their special moves and attack Luo Chen together. The whole place shakes due to the powers. A master attacked Luo Chen, but he dodged. Poison attacks appear, but Luo Chen neutralizes everything. He returns the poison attack to the masters. A master then attacked Luo Chen with a death formation, which disturbed Luo Chen's state of mind. The master then goes for the final attack to kill Luo Chen with a huge boulder. They are glad to finish him off and now target Zege. Just then, a huge slash cuts the boulder in half in the master's arm. Everyone gets shocked when they discover Luo Chen crushing the master's head. A master tries to run off, but Luo Chen cuts his legs. Zhang Yifi tries to escape, but Luo Chen confronts him. Zhang Yifi threatens Luo Chen that there is a powerful Taoist that he has invited. Luo Chen then laughs at how Zhang Yifi spent an amount on inviting the Taoist. Zhang Yifi is surprised that Luo Chen knows the exact amount. Luo Chen then recites how Zhang Yifi slushed the money around. Zhang Yifi asks for Luo Chen's real identity. He thought Luo Chen was a Taoist, but Luo Chen calls him stupid. Zhang Yifi and Shiasai Gu then offer help to capture the Corpse King. However, Luo Chen claims that he is not alone, and the Blood Fiend members appear. Shiasai Gu asks for mercy, but Luo Chen slices him in half. Luo Chen then warns Zhang Yifi and asks Zege to lead him to the village. Later, Zege thanked Luo Chen for taking care of the Shi family. Luo Chen tells her there is no need for thanks, because killing the Shi family is also his goal. Luo Chen claims he just doesn't want the Shi family messing around while he trains the Blood Fiend Corps. Just then, Wu Qiming, the instructor from the Forest-class armed forces, appears with a master to help capture the Corpse King. Suhu wonders why there are only two of them. Wu Qiming claims that the master with him, Grandmaster Danba, is more than enough and is one step from becoming a god. The others are surprised, but Luo Chen finds it interesting. The old monk then warns Luo Chen to step away, because disaster will befall him. Luo Chen also tells the monk's fortune and claims that he will get bloody. The old man then threatens Luo Chen. Everyone feels the pressure. Wu Qiming laughs and leaves with the old monk. Luo Chen warns the old monk one last time about his fortune. Wai Ziking wonders if Luo Chen's fortune-telling is true and wants to try it too. Luo Chen warns him not to even try. He claims that his fortune-telling is true though, and tells him to wait and see. Later, the old monk summons the demon subduing Vajra and calls out the Corpse King. The Corpse King appears, and the old monk prepares to fight. The Corpse King attacks, but the old monk knocks it down to the ground. The old monk hits his exorcising drums, and the Corpse King is disrupted and screams out loud. Luo Chen then tells everyone to prepare. The devil observes that the old monk is winning. However, the drum gets destroyed, and the Corpse King fights back, destroying the Vajra's staff. The old monk tries to retreat, and Luo Chen and the others move out. The old monk gets captured, and just when he thought he was dead, the Corpse King stops attacking. It trembles in fear upon seeing Luo Chen. The old monk wonders why the Corpse King is scared of Luo Chen. The Corpse King runs away, but Luo Chen intercepts him. The Corpse King is sent flying and tries to use its spiritual energy. However, Luo Chen sealed it off. He then kicks the Corpse King and tells the others to work quickly so they can go home. The Blood Fiend members then beat up the Corpse King. The old monk can't believe what he is seeing. Luo Chen then gives the Corpse King two choices, either die or follow him. The Corpse King immediately bows down to him. Later, the monk and Wu Qiming try to leave, but Luo Chen stops them. The old monk then thanks Luo Chen for saving him from his bloody fortune. Luo Chen then claims that he is the cause of his bloody fortune and slaps the monk. Luo Chen also tries to target Wu Qiming, but the old monk respectfully apologizes to Luo Chen. Just then, Zhang Tongren comes and claims that there is an accident. Luo Chen tells her to calm down. She claims Shen Yuran argued with Zhang Yifei and fainted on the spot. He asked about the beads and Zhang Tongran claims they broke while she was in the middle of the argument. Luo Chen did warn her before because it was a complicated curse. Zhang Tongran claims that an enlightened expert gave it to Shen Yuran after she lost her son. Just then, Lu Yangsu, Luo Chen's father, says that his heart is restless and he feels an uncomfortable hunch. Luo Chen then asks him if he has always used Lu Yangshi as his name. Luo Yangshu confesses that he changed his name to avoid the Shen family. Luo Chen then asks if Shen Yuran is his mother. His father gets surprised and asks if Luo Chen met her. He then asks what happened to Shen Yuran. Luo Chen then claims that she is doing fine and will return soon. Luo Chen drops the call and gets mad as he shouts Zhang Yifei's name. Luo Chen violently flies off, and everyone is surprised. Meanwhile, the masters from the conference are arguing. Just then, Luo Chen appears and looks for Zhang Yifei. A master tries to answer, but Luo Chen obliterates him, leaving no trace at all. The young master claims that Zhang Yifei went to the Buddha sect. He asks for mercy, and Luo Chen cuts off his arm. Luo Chen flies off, and the young master is glad that he is spared. In the Buddha sect, it discusses whether to take revenge on Luo Chen or not. Just then, Luo Chen arrives and asks them to bring out Zhang Yifei. The sect leader appears and condemns Luo Chen for his intrusion. Luo Chen asks for Zhang Yifei again. The sect leader then tells him to leave. Luo Chen gets mad and confronts the sect leader. He pierces the sect leader's body, but an illusionary formation traps Luo Chen. The sect leader then gives orders to attack the immobile Luo Chen. However, the Corpse King is present to help Luo Chen. The Corpse King kills off the attackers, and Luo Chen wakes up. He gives them one last chance. All sect members then activate their sect's exclusive mountain array. Luo Chen tries to attack them, but a barrier is protecting them. The sect master laughs and challenges Luo Chen to break the unbreakable barrier. Luo Chen then gets serious and summons lightning, which can be seen from the nearby city. Luo Chen brings out his Grand Emperor's sword. He can only bring out a restricted version, and he apologizes to the sword. Luo Chen then attacks using the sword, and a bright line shines, destroying the barrier. Everyone in the city is surprised, and someone calls it a miracle. The sect leader tries to run away. However, Luo Chen easily kills him. The sect leader's master appears and claims to offer Zhang Yifei. However, Luo Chen plans to kill them all now. The master then attacks Luo Chen with his ultimate dragon technique. However, Luo Chen dodges everything. The master summons more dragons and attacks Luo Chen. Luo Chen feels disrespected and disintegrates the dragons. He then activates his Grand Emperor's script reflective fist and summons multiple golden dragons. He asks for Zhang Yifei again, but the master doesn't want to hand him over. The master controls the dead sect members and warns Luo Chen that the dead energy from them will be transferred to their killer. The Corpse King appears and Luo Chen orders it to kill the members. Luo Chen approaches the master. The master then activates a technique. Luo Chen recognizes it as a barrier, and the master laughs at him for being inexperienced. The master then activates his final killing technique. Sinister lightning appears and Luo Chen laughs at the lightning's poor quality. Luo Chen then raises his finger and swipes off the dark clouds in the mountains. The master can't believe the technique he poured all his blood and soul into just disappeared like that. Luo Chen then shows him true lightning and calls forth one, killing the master. Luo Chen then orders the Corpse King to bury the dead bodies and take over an undamaged one. Meanwhile, Zhang Yifei continues hiding until Luo Chen finds him. Outside, a body arises from the sea of corpses. It runs to the palace and sees Yifei. The kid kicks him, and Luo Chen orders the Corpse King to keep an eye on Zhang Yifei. Zhang Yifei tries to let out some threats again with masters from the West Mountains, but the Corpse King beats him up. Meanwhile, in the West Mountains, a general is being beaten up by a group of foreigners. Luo Chen travels to the West Mountains and hitches a ride. He recalls the Armed Forces director telling him about Labu Yangzong, the Grand Master Vajra's disciple. He also gave Zhang Tongren a pill for Shen Yuran to take. And a flashback, the car stopped, and they encountered a wounded person who asked them to contact the armed forces. Just then, foreigners appear, and the car makes a U-turn. However, Luo Chen is gone. He stays behind and tells the wounded person that they are colleagues from the armed forces. He also can't sit still seeing foreigners. The foreigners look down on Luo Chen, and they all attack. Lin Hualong gets provoked, and Luo Chen tells him to sit and watch. Lu Chen flicks aside the foreigner's punch and sends him flying. Everyone was shocked as Lu Chen called them weak. The other two try to retreat, but Lu Chen easily kills them. Lin Huolong is surprised and asks for his identity. Lu Chen introduces himself as Lu Wuji, and Lin Huolong recognizes him as the Blood Fiend's instructor and wonders what happened with the Corpse King mission. Lu Chen told him that it was easy and already done. Lin Huolong apologizes and formally introduces himself. Lin Huolong said that the three foreigners were grandmasters who were trying to destroy the Divine Lotus Gathering. It is an important meeting of various experts that happens in the West Mountains. Terrorists are bound to ruin it, but thankfully the Labu Yangzong is hosting it. Lin Huolong then asks Lu Chen for his purpose in coming to the West Mountains. Lu Chen plans to kill someone, and Lin Huolong offers help if he needs it. Lin Huolong asks who his target is, and Lu Chen claims it is Labu Yangzong. Lin Huolong gets surprised and tries to warn him that Grandmaster Vajra will take revenge if Lu Chen harms his disciple. However, Lu Chen doesn't mind and walks forward. He claims that he doesn't care about any of those, and no one can stop him. Meanwhile, in the Divine Lake, thousands of people came and Labu Yangzong claimed that there were enough spirits to make him stronger. Just then, Lu Qian comes and attacks him. However, Labu Yangzong has a defensive dharma. The followers try to suppress Lu Chen, but he kills them with his glare. Labu Yangzong spins his dharma and attacks Lu Chen. Lu Chen stops the dharma by only using his hands and trying to seize it. Labu Yangzong then casts a strong sealing technique. Lu Chen smirks and breaks the dharma, injuring Labu Yangzong in the process. Labu Yangzong can't believe that the dharma bestowed by the Grandmaster Vajra broke. He then asks Lu Chen for his motive in attacking. Lu Chen then states Labu Yangzong's curse on other people to steal their souls in the form of prayers. Labu Yangzong knows he won't be killed until he undoes the curse. However, Lu Chen attacks him. The crowd is still waiting for Labu Yangzong to come out, but he is now running through the crowd after using his protective dharma. Lu Chen appears and punches him. Lin Huolong can't believe what he is seeing. Labu Yangzong claims he won't be killed in front of his believers. However, Lu Chen plans to reveal his dark tricks. Lu Chen forces something out of Labu Yangzong. A master from the crowd recognizes it as an evil mystic art that steals other people's souls. The disciples call his words vulgar. Just then, a grandmaster named Danba appears to prove the words correct. Labu Yangzong gets flustered, and Danba claims he knows his evil deeds. Another disciple appears and breaks the bracelet given by Labu Yangzong. An ominous aura gets absorbed by Labu Yangzong, and everyone is disappointed in him. Lu Chen asks if he deserves death, and everyone agrees. Lu Chen cuts his arm, and Labu Yangzong swears that his master will take revenge. Just then, the area got chilly, and the lake got frozen. A master rides an elephant. Grandmaster Danba recognizes the newcomer as a Divine Realm expert who can manipulate the weather and destroy a single defense force on their own. Labu Yangzong laughs as he claims that there are disruptors at this event, and only his master can match up to them. Lu Chen grabs him, and someone shouts to stop him. It is the Grandmaster Vajra appearing to protect his disciple. Lu Chen gets mad and crushes Labu Yangzong's head. Lu Chen laughs and Grandmaster Vajra gets mad. He is supposed to kill Labu Yangzong himself to absorb his energy. He then lets out an ominous aura and tells the Divine Realm expert not to interfere. The foreigners then decide to sit back and watch. Grandmaster Vajra then announces Lu Chen as the enemy of the Western Mountains. Lu Chen laughs and claims that he is not only planning to kill one person. He also points out Grandmaster Vajra as the root cause of Labu Yangzong's misdeeds. He also challenges the Divine Realm expert. The onlookers are speechless. Grandmaster Vajra and the Divine Realm expert then prepare to attack. The foreigner brings out a huge ice spike and throws it to Lu Chen. Lu Chen punches the ice, and it easily breaks. The crowd then retreats while the foreigner is surprised that his attack got shattered in one punch. Grandmaster Vajra then attacks with his Dark Lotus and uses a dark mist to disperse Lu Chen's spiritual energy. Lu Chen gets trapped, and Grandmaster Vajra laughs that Lu Chen will be burned to ashes. However, Lu Chen comes out of the black mist and blinks behind the Grandmaster with a punch. Lu Chen then beats up the Grandmaster and sends him to the icy lake. The foreigner and Grandmaster Danba are both shocked by Lu Chen's prowess. The foreigner wonders if Lu Chen is a master of aura masking and disguise. However, Grandmaster Vajra claims that he sensed that Lu Chen is only 20 years old based on his bone age. The two of them can't believe that someone so young can be so strong. Grandmaster Vajra then brings out his demon subduing Vajra. They combine their strengths and attack Lu Chen. Lu Chen blocks the attack and destroys it. The Grandmaster tells the foreigners that they will die if they don't put any effort into fighting. The foreigner then orders his men, and they summon the blood demon god. The foreigner claims that this is a genuine god. Lu Chen calls it trash, and the foreigner gets mad. The foreigner and the Grandmaster both attack together. The lake explodes and Lin Huolong can't help but think that this is a battle of the gods. Lu Chen starts chanting, and the two experts can't believe that he is unfazed. Lu Chen throws a small flame, and the Grandmaster tells the foreigner to run. However, it is too late, and flames have engulfed the surroundings. The foreigner gets left behind while there is a barrier. He apologizes to Lu Chen for stepping into China. However, Lu Chen won't spare anyone and burns the foreigner to death. Grandmaster Vajra is also engulfed in flames and threatens Lu Chen that his sect should sit quietly. Lu Chen doesn't care that much, and the Grandmaster turns into ashes. Lin Huolong watched everything and realized that Lu Chen is a young immortal master. Later, Lu Chen asks the foreigners for a reason for him to spare them. They then offer their company's shares. Lu Chen calls out Master Zhang and leaves the matter in his hands. Zhang Tongren calls Lu Chen, and the latter claims that he is on his way. However, Shen Yuran suddenly had amnesia. It is a side effect of killing Labu Yangzong. Meanwhile, Shen family members told Shen Yuran about her life. Her father then asks if she wishes for something, and she claims that they already know. Her father agrees, and her brother shouts that it is impossible. Shen Yuran exclaims that she only has 3 months to live, and she just wants to see her child. However, her father asks her not to meet the child's father, and she will hand over her individual projects to the family. She agrees, and her father and brother leave her alone. Zhang Tongren overhears it and gets mad that Shen Yuran's hard work just vanished like that. Shen Yuran claims she just wants to see her son. Zhang Tongren promises to bring her son to her side. That night, the Sen family receives reports about the company partnering with the famous Taylor group. Shen Yuran's father ordered the others to investigate thoroughly. Afterward, Shen Yuran's brother and his girlfriend talk about the business they are handling now after getting it from Shen Yuran. An old woman overhears them. The next day, Zhang Tongren informs Lu Chen that someone else will pick him up from the airport. A woman named Lai Jie appears and introduces herself as Shen Yuran's best friend's daughter. She then tries to warn Lu Chen about the Shen family, but Lu Chen ignores it. Later, they arrive at Shen Yuran's hospital room, and Lu Chen calls her mom. He holds her hand and introduces himself as her biological son. They both hug each other, and Shen Yuran apologizes for leaving him behind. A nurse comes and shouts at them for crying out loud. She angrily tells them to pay the hospital bills by today. Lu Chen then claims to handle it. Lai Jie stops him and offers to pay the bills instead. Lu Chen claims that this is his family's problem. Lai Jie worries that the fees are expensive, and Lu Chen might not have the money for them. She also claims that Shen Yuran let go of her assets in exchange for meeting him. Lu Chen has more reason now to murder the Shen family. The nurse asks for the payment again, and Lu Chen asks to bring in the payment machine. Shen Yuchen uses this trick to see if Shen Yulan has hidden assets. Shen Yulan asks Lu Chen to let Lai Jie help pay, and she will also get some money from her remaining accounts. The nurse comes back and announces a huge amount of fees, entering Lai Jie. Lu Chen brought out a black card, and the payment went through, shocking the nurse. Lu Chen then threatens the nurse to scram. The nurse goes out and falls. Lu Chen tells her that it is just a small ailment that can be treated with money, or else she will die. Shen Junkai learns that Shen Yulan's hospital fees were paid for by her son. He then assumes Lu Chen is inexperienced in the world and plans to trick him to get his money. Shen Yulan wonders where Lu Chen got the money. Lu Chen tells her not to worry. He jokingly tells her that no one is wealthier than him, making his mother laugh. Shen Yulan then asks to be discharged today, and Lu Chen will take care of it. Meanwhile, Shen Junfeng approaches Shen Junkai and asks about what he was talking about just now. Shen Junkai's girlfriend explained about Shen Yulan's son. Shen Junfeng is excited to know that he has a new toy to play with. That night, Shen Yulan gets discharged, as does Lai Ning, Li Jiayi's mother. She praises how polite Lu Chen is and gets mad at Li Jiayi for being an introvert. She then asks Lu Chen if he has a girlfriend and offers Li Jiayi if he has none. Just then, someone knocks on the door and Shen Junfeng appears. Shen Yulan asks why he came, and the man claims he is interested in seeing Lu Chen. Lu Chen senses Shen Junfeng's strange aura. Shen Junfeng gives him a jade pendant, and Li Jiayi tries to stop Lu Chen. She uses a pair of chopsticks to grab and throw away the pendant. She tells Shen Junfeng to leave. The man leaves and Li Jiayi gets mad at Lu Chen, claiming that whoever got those pendants died mysteriously. Lu Chen claims that he didn't care and asks the elders to continue eating. Later, Lu Chen gets transported to a desert, and he can only remember going to the hotel to have his mother rest, then cultivating on his own. He realizes that it was forced teleportation, and it only affected the soul. Just then, more people arrive and wonder where they are now. Sand rises and forms words, ordering them to protect Peng Jielin. Lu Chen knows that this place is a secret realm trial. It was probably Shen Junfeng's jade pendant that triggered this event. A muscular man then appears and welcomes the newbies to the horror game. They must follow the rules or their bodies on Earth will die. A girl finds it nonsense and tries to leave. Just then, she hears noises in her head and she dies. The muscular man reminds them about the game, or they will become dust like the woman. The man then tells them to listen to him so they can survive. People gather around him, and he asks the other three aloud. The white-haired woman claims that there is no meaning in forming alliances. A man offers his protection for a price, but the woman refuses. The office woman agrees with the white-haired woman. Lu Chen, on the other hand, claims that he doesn't need their protection. Lu Chen thinks that this realm is worth investigating. Just then, an old man appears and orders them to move forward. He is the mission target to protect, Peng Jielin. Everyone follows behind him, and they traverse the arid desert. Just then, another Peng Jielin appears, claims that the first one is a clone, and punches him. The second Peng Jielin knocks down the first one and orders them to kill him. They separate the two, and the two participants discover the first Peng Jielin withering. They released him, and the two died. The fake Peng Jielin gets up like a zombie, and people panic. He tries to attack Peng Jielin, but the muscular man grabs one of the participants and throws him at the fake Peng Jielin. The fake Peng Jielin gets up and kills the participant. The muscular man concludes that they are fine if they attack the fake one. He attacks the fake Peng Jielin, and its head explodes. Peng Jielin thanks them, and they continue to travel. The white-haired girl notices some things and remembers that Peng Jielin was a key figure in the tin jade fish pendant incident. People involved in it discover their doppelgangers, and the whole team vanishes afterward. She thinks that this horror game is mimicking the same incident. To survive, she must work with Zhang Xi and Lu Chen. The team later arrives at their destination, and they feel that it is not enough as a mission. The muscular man then starts to kill the other participants. The white-haired girl asks why he murdered someone, and the muscular man claims that lesser survivors mean a bigger reward for them. He then attacked her. Zhang Xu comes up front and dodges the man's attack. She mocks his skills and counterattacks. She calls the white-haired girl Miss Lai, and the girl gets shocked. She is apparently Lai Maizi, a daughter from a rich family and Zhang Xu's company's largest client. Seeing her skills, the white-haired man then invites Zhang Xu to their alliance. He offers to share the rewards accordingly, and Zhang Xu immediately switches sides and attacks Lai Maizi. However, Lu Chen pulls her out, and Zhang Xu apologizes for being attracted to a better business offer. The muscular man then asks Lu Chen to hand over Lai Maizi to them. Lu Chen mocks the man, and the latter attacks him. Lu Chen blinks behind him and claims to play with the muscular man a bit. Zhang Xu attacks Lai Maizi, but gets distracted after seeing the muscular man fly to the side. Lu Chen lets out a technique and cuts Zhang Xu's arm. The woman screams in pain, and the white-haired man mistakes Lu Chen for a high-level player. Lai Maizi thanks Lu Chen, and the white-haired man panics. He wonders why the game is not yet cleared and notices the fortress door open. Multiple Peng Jielin comes out and tells them to run away. All of them fight each other, claiming to be the real ones. Zhang Xu then tries to strike a deal with Lu Chen, but Lu Chen declines. Lu Chen randomly kills some Peng Jielins, and Zhang Xu exclaims that he might kill the real one. Lu Chen claims it doesn't matter and continues attacking. Zhang Shu grabs a knife and runs toward Luo Chen. Lan Maizi blocks the stab, and she falls into Luo Chen's arms. Luo Chen glares at Zhang Texu and kills her by making a tornado, also killing the other Peng Jiulins. The game then announces that the mission failed, killing the players. The muscular man wakes up and discovers the white-haired man trembling in despair. He shouts as he accepts his death, and a bolt of lightning strikes him to death. Luo Chen asks for a door to open, and a door appears. He gives Lan Maizai his contact information to discuss something after they get out. He tells her not to worry because all injuries will heal after they get out. The muscular man gets left behind, and the door closes. The man claims the game is bugged, and a bolt of lightning strikes him. Later, Xiao Chen wakes up, and his mom Shen Yuran greets him with a hearty breakfast. She worries that she has made a lot, but Luo Chen claims he likes everything she will make. Luo Chen then tells her that Luo Yang she will arrive in the city soon. However, Shen Yuran worries about the deal with her father and claims that she doesn't want to see Luo Yang. She changes the topic to wanting to see a daughter-in-law and a grandson. Luo Chen receives a call, and Lan Maizai reaches out to him. She realizes that everything was not a dream. She then asks for his location and invites him to meet outside. Shen Yuran grabs the phone and tells Lan Maizai that Luo Chen doesn't have a girlfriend yet. She even asks Lan Maizai to come over for a meal, making Luo Chen flustered. Later, Master Zhang informs Luo Chen that things are prepared now based on his orders. In a cafe, Luo Chen meets Lan Maizai, and the girl calls Luo Chen's mother interesting. Lan Maizai then changes the topic and asks if it is possible not to go back to the horror games again. Luo Chen asks for her hand, which made the cafe employees jealous. Just then, Jiang Yihong arrives and recognizes Lan Maizai. Meanwhile, Luo Chen is wiping out the mark for the Mystic Realm competition from Lan Maizai. However, he leaves the mark on himself so he can gain information. Luo Chen tells her it is done, and Lan Maizai is overjoyed. Luo Chen then asks why Lan Maizai blocked the knife attack when she knows he is powerful. Lan Maizai claims that it is their family's motto to repay their debts. Just then, Jiang Yihong interferes and asks for Lan Maizai's time. Lan Maizai rejects him. Jiang Yihong recognizes Luo Chen as the Shen family's bastard child. Luo Chen tells him to get lost, and Jiang Yihong gets mad and threatens Luo Chen. Lan Maizai shouts and Jiang Yihong leaves as he plans to kill Luo Chen. Lan Maizai offers an escort, but Luo Chen refuses. Luo Chen comes out of the cafe and Jiang Yihong follows him. Luo Chen enters a car and orders the driver to drive him to a secluded place. Meanwhile, Jiang Yihong recalls how his grandfather wants him to make a connection with the Li family. In the present, he is in a car and orders his driver to block the car they are pursuing. He then orders Pan, a professional killer, to kill them, but Pan refuses to kill regular people. Pan then tells Jiang Yihong to pull the trigger himself to experience the feeling of killing someone. The driver of the car complains and Jiang Yihong comes out of the window and fires gunshots at the car. Jiang Yihong sighs with relief and thanks Pan for making him feel amazing. He was out to check on the dead bodies so they can bury them. He opens the car door and a body falls. He kicks the body and discovers that it is Zhang Yifei. He panics and asks why Zhang Yifei was in the car. He thought that Luo Chen was in the car. Luo Chen comes out and feels sad, seeing the tragedy of the brothers killing each other. The driver, Master Zhang, recites a related poem while Luo Chen nods in agreement. Jiang Yihong gets mad and tries to kill him, but he is out of bullets. He asks Pan for help, but the killer claims that his mission is complete because Zhang Yifei is now dead. Jiang Yihong shouts at him, but Pan claims that Jiang Yihong was the one to shoot. Pan smirks as he tells Jiang Yihong that the gun has his fingerprints. Jiang Yihong gets mad that he got set up, and Luo Chen reminds him about Zhang Yifei's father. Luo Chen claims that Jiang Yihong planned to kill Zhang Yifei from the beginning to become the successor. Jiang Yihong panics and asks one of his men to be a witness. However, Master Zhang kills the man. Jiang Yihong despairs as he receives a call. Luo Chen and Master Zhang leave and Jiang Yihong gives up. Later, people from the Jiang family arrive, and Zhang Yifei's father, Jiang Qingguo, sees his son's dead body. He runs to his son's dead body, and Pan fires a shot at him. A master blocks the bullet and tries to fight back. Pan dodges the sword slash and brings out more guns. He keeps shooting, but the bullets are ineffective against the master. Pan then acts as if Jiang Yihong never informed him that there was a grandmaster to fight. He then lets out a smoke grenade. The master tries to attack Pan, but he is now gone. Jiang Qinggu creeps up behind Jiang Nihong and slaps him hard. He angrily asks why he killed his cousin. Jiang Qinggu gets mad and exclaims that Jiang Yifi called him to meet Jiang Nihong. He tries to beat up Jiang Nihong, but the master Tang Yun stops him and claims that they need to report first to the head. Jiang Qinggu cries as he goes back to hug his dead son's body. Meanwhile, Pan greets Lu Chen and Master Zhang. Lu Chen comments on how skilled Master Zhang's disciple is. Master Zhang commends Lu Chen's plan for bringing down the Jiang family. Lu Chen claims that they are destined to die since they tricked his mother. That night, Jiang Nihong kneels in front of the head. He knows he will be marked as the suspect and blames Lu Chen for everything. The head asks Jiang Qinggu what happened, and the latter exclaims that he should ask Jiang Nihong instead. Jiang Nihong claims he didn't do anything, but Jiang Qinggu rages on about Jiang Nihong hiring an assassin to kill him too. The Jiang family head gets shocked, and Jiang Nihong clings to him while claiming that it was not him. The head orders Tang Yun to cut Jiang Nihong's arms. Someone shouts to wait, and Jiang Nihong's grandfather, Jiang Nan, appears. He asks for evidence, and Jiang Qinggu gets flustered. He claims that hastily killing his grandson will tarnish the Jiang family's name. Just then, forensic results have arrived, and the head gets surprised. Everything points to Jiang Nihong murdering Jiang Yifei. A loud bang is heard, and Jiang Nihong is seen being shot through the heart. He falls dead, and Jiang Nan gets mad at Jiang Qinggu, who is only taking revenge for his son's death. Jiang Nan then threatens him. The next day, Le Jiyu, Lai Maizi's father, finds the Jiang incident strange and meets Lu Chen. Hours ago, Shen Yuran received someone at their front door. The man is looking for Lu Chen, and Le Jiyu wants to meet him. Shen Yuran asks for what reason, and the man claims that he just wants to meet Lu Chen. However, Lu Chen doesn't want to go. Shen Yuran claims that Lai Jiyu is a powerful grandmaster whom she respects, and meeting him is not bad. She urges Lu Chen to go, and the son can't ever defeat his mother. She thinks this is for the best, so someone can protect Lu Chen when she's gone. Li Jiyu knows that Lu Chen is the grandson of Shen Qianjun and Shen Yuran. Lu Chen asks what Li Jiyu's motive is, and Li Jiyu only wants to know the guy who is secretly meeting his daughter. He claims that Lu Chen is not qualified for his daughter. Lu Chen simply leaves, and Li Jiyu gets surprised that he is not Lai Maizi's admirer. He imagined Lu Chen kneeling in front of him. He tells Lu Chen to wait and realizes that he might have inner energy. He wants to test him, but he doesn't want to sneak attack a junior. He tells Lu Chen that he is offended by his actions and offers him to be his disciple. Lu Chen sighs and hopes that Lai Jiyu will not feel embarrassed in the future. Lai Jiyu gets frustrated and wonders what Lai Maizi saw in Lu Chen. Lu Chen goes outside and meets Lai Maizi, who is worried that her father might have hurt Lu Chen. Lai Maizi then invites Lu Chen to an assembly. The next day, Lu Chen and Lai Maizi meet up, and they enter the assembly. A fight between a Chinese master and a foreigner is going on. Lai Maizi wonders why there is a foreigner, and another spectator tells her about the situation. The foreigner has already defeated a lot of masters, but the Chinese master, Elder Yu, will win this time. Lai Maizi asks about Lu Chen's opinion, and he claims that the Chinese master will lose. Another master claims that Elder Yu hasn't used his ultimate move yet. Meanwhile, Elder Yu is mad at the foreigner for speaking ill of Chinese martial arts. Elder Yu goes for an attack and channels his energy onto his palms. However, the foreigner easily dodges, and the elder notices how he sped up. The foreigner applies ominous energies to his hand and attacks Elder Yu. Elder Yu tries to fight back, and the stage explodes. Lu Chen protects Lai Maizi, and the smoke clears out. Elder Yu gets injured and falls to the ground. The foreigner then calls out Lai Jiyu for his turn. Li Jiyu apologizes to Mr. Goodlad for having Elder Yu test him. Li Jiyu then goes to the stage and asks Mr. Goodlad the reason why he is challenging the Heavenly Dragon Masters. Mr. Goodlad claims that he heard that being in first place on the list gives him the authority to read the martial arts manuals. He wants to bring it back to his country, and Li Jiyu can't help but be shocked. Everyone condemns him, but Mr. Goodlad threatens to kill anyone who wants to stop him. Li Jiyu takes a stance, and Lai Maizi wonders if her father will win. Lu Chen claims that he will lose, and the master in the back row gets mad at him. Lu Chen knows that both fighters are equal in terms of martial arts, but Mr. Goodlad has some other type of power, similar to Shen Junfeng. He gets the idea that the power comes from the horror games. Li Jiu attacks with his ultimate move and backs away. However, Mr. Goodlad is fine and comes out of the smoke. He then inflicts heavy damage on Li Jiu. Li Jiu can't believe Mr. Goodlad broke through his defense. Li Jiu claims that Mr. Goodlad was not using martial arts, and the foreigner grabs his throat. Mr. Goodlad points out that Li Jiu has already lost. He also asks if there is anyone who wants to challenge him. Lai Maizi cries out to Lu Chen. Lu Chen then tells her not to worry. As Mr. Goodlad tries to kill off Li Jiu, Lu Chen tells him to wait. Lu Chen gives Mr. Goodlad a chance to run away while he still can. Both men are surprised, and Mr. Goodlad asks if all Chinese youngsters are rude. Lu Chen then decides to parry him. Le Chu tells Lu Chen to back off, and he offers the manuals to Mr. Goodlad in exchange for sparing Lu Chen's life. Mr. Goodlad claims that it is too late and turns to attack Lu Chen. The stage explodes and Le Jiu thinks it is over. Just then, everyone is surprised to see Mr. Goodlad injured on the wall. Mr. Goodlad is furious and asks who hit him. He can't believe that Lu Chen did it to him. He shouts in frustration, asking who hit him. He gets mad at everyone, and Lu Chen blinks in front of him. Lu Chen attacks with a knee kick and sends Mr. Goodlad upwards. Lu Chen blinks again and punches the foreigner back to the ground. Clouds of dust cover the area, and everyone sees Mr. Goodlad lying flat on the floor. Lu Chen steps on Mr. Goodlad and asks him what part of him should Lu Chen respect him. Mr. Goodlad challenges him to kill him, and his count will not let this matter go. Lu Chen stomps and crushes Mr. Goodlad's head. Meanwhile, in a medieval castle, a woman senses that Mr. Goodlad has died and swears to take revenge. In the armed forces, Lin Huolong receives the report of Lu Wuji, sitting on the first seat of the Heavenly Dragon list. He is not surprised to hear the news, because he knows Lu Chen's strength is impossible to measure. Meanwhile, the other masters pay their respects to Lu Chen as the strongest master. While drinking, Lu Chen remembers sensing a sudden spiritual energy tremor from the west when he killed Goodlad. He thinks the Count Goodlad mentioned and the horror games are related. In the Jiang residence, family members are still in turmoil. Jiang Nan then reveals that Jiang Qingguo has cursed Shen Yuran and destroyed her life. Jiang Qingguo then reveals Jiang Anna's crime of killing other people too. The Jiang family's head stops them and tells Jiang Nan not to ruin their family just because Jiang Naihong died. Jiang Nan then tells them to kill them because he can't do anything to avenge his grandson. Just then someone asks if he would like to get a chance for revenge. Lu Chen appears and the guards threaten him. He tells them to die and the guards fall to the ground. Master Tang Yun attacks Lu Chen, but Lu Chen puts up a barrier. Tang Yun gets shocked and asks if he is Lu Wuji. The Jiang family's head asks if Jiang Nan paid him, so he can pay twice as much. Lu Chen tells him that the head can use the money for his funeral. The head gets flustered and claims that there are no grudges between them. Lu Chen then tells them that his mother is Shen Yuran. Everyone gets surprised, and the head orders Tang Yun to kill Lu Chen. Lu Chen easily dodges his attack and Tang Yun then claims to protect the Jiang family. Lu Chen calls him a joke. Tang Yan then tries to attack, but he suddenly feels something is wrong. He suddenly gets paralyzed and realizes that Lu Chen is a cultivator. He explodes and turns into dust. Lu Chen grabs his sword and frees Jiang Nan. He offers the sword to Jiang Nan so he can get revenge for his grandson. Jiang Nan tries to grab the sword, but Jiang Qingguo shoots him. Jiang Qingguo also kills the head and claims that rather than being killed by an outsider, it is better to die by his hands. However, Lu Chen destroys his gun. Jiang Qingguo hysterically laughs and claims it is better to die immediately compared to Shen Yuran, who suffered for a lifetime. Lu Chen interrupts him and asks why Jiang Naihong went crazy and killed Jiang Yifei. Lu Chen tries to tell the truth, but Jiang Qingguo stops him. He doesn't want to know the truth. Lu Chen claims that whatever Jiang Qingguo thinks is true. Jiang Qingguo calls Lu Chen a vicious man. Lu Chen claims that evil people should be treated viciously. He then cuts Jiang Qingguo's arm. Jiang Qingguo strongly asks to be killed. However, Lu Chen wants to pull out his limbs and eyes first and make him live in remorse and suffering. Afterward, Jiang Tongran worries about taking over the Jiang family. Lu Chen taps her shoulder and assures her that she can do it. He then tells the other men to care for Jiang Tongran and the Jiang family. The next day, Master Zhang goes to offer a business contract to the Shen family. Shen Junkai tries his best, but Master Zhang declines the contract. Master Zhang's subordinate tries to convince Shen Junkai by scaring him that this is a chance for him. However, Master Zhang doesn't want to continue. Shen Junkai gets flustered and discusses things with his assistant. The assistant exclaims that there are still other projects to fund. Shen Junkai wants to dump everything and focus on Master Zhang's offer. He thinks this is his chance to rise higher than Shen Yuran. Meanwhile, Lu Chen returns to the Blood Fiend training camp. The members greet him, and Lu Chen fires off an attack. They quickly dodge, and Xudi asks Lu Chen what is happening. However, Lu Chen keeps attacking. Suhu orders everyone to prepare for battle. Wai Ziking and Devil attack Lu Chen, but their attacks are ineffective. Zhang Fei throws an army Humvee at Lu Chen, but Lu Chen easily slices the Humvee in half. Wai Ziking attacks with his power. He accidentally uses too much power, and it explodes on Lu Chen. Worried, he shouts Lu Chen's name, but Lu Chen appears behind him. The others laugh at Wai Ziking's worries when their instructor is far more powerful. Sudu asks for feedback, and Lu Chen commends them. He then tells Xudi to prepare accommodations and let Wai Ziking and Zhang Fei pay for the damage costs. Meanwhile, Instructor Kong meets Instructor Zhou. Zhu looks for Lin Huolong, who talks highly of Lu Wuji. He badly wants to meet him. Later, Lu Chen and the Blood Fiends arrive at the competition. Instructor Zhou meets them and immediately talks badly to them. He laughs at Lu Chen for sleeping instead of training. Lu Chen slaps him, sending General Zhao flying. General Zhu tries to threaten Lu Chen and orders the guards to arrest Lu Chen for hurting a superior. Just then, Colonel Su and Lin Huolong arrive. General Zhao tells them about his complaint about Lu Chen. Lu Chen appears from behind and smacks him to the ground. General Zhou asks if they saw what happened, but the two are passive about it. Colonel Su then clarifies that Lu Chen is ranked above General Zhou. General Zhou immediately apologizes, but he still feels remorse against Lu Chen. The instructors are then led to a tent, where they greet Elder Instructor Yang. Well, except for Lu Chen. Officer Yang gets mad, but Elder Yang tells her that it is fine. An officer then explains the competition and how all teams will start from different points. They need to grab the flag at the peak of the mountain and bring it to the bottom. Meanwhile, a team plans to avoid the Saber team and collaborate with another team to eliminate the Bloody Fiends. The competition has already started, but only the footage from the peak is being broadcast. Colonel Su tries to complain, and Officer Yang loudly claims that the Bloody Fiends won't win. It is part of her plan to take revenge on Lu Chen. On the other hand, Lin Huolong is confident that his Saber team will win the competition. Lu Chen then tells the worried Colonel Su to sit down. The Saber team takes its move and works with supreme teamwork. They grab the flag and assemble to protect the flag on the peak. Lin Huolong is happy, and Colonel Su is worried that the terrain is good for defending. Lu Chen tells him not to panic, and Elder Yang senses something strange. Lin Huolong wonders what it is, and Elder Yang mentions that no other teams have gone up yet. Just then, the Bloody Fiends appear. They had surprised, especially Officer Yang, who claims that she ordered other groups to attack them. Lin Huolong is surprised that the Bloody Fiends had defeated other teams. The Bloody Fiends then start to attack the Saber team, and they immediately capture the flag. Elder Yang then asks Officer Yang where the incompetent part of Lu Chen is. Colonel Su wonders how the Bloody Fiends got stronger. Lu Chen then asks him to find out who brought the mysterious liquid being injected into the armed forces teams. The next day, Lu Chen is transported to another realm. Just then, a monk tells them to climb the heavenly ladder if they want to join the ancient road sect. If they don't reach the top by sunset, they will die. They have 6 hours, and a man suddenly goes climbing first. However, he suddenly dies, and the monk calls the man stupid. He tells them to carry the bags first. The others are still worried after seeing someone die. Lu Chen then calmly picks up a bag and starts to climb the stairs. The others follow in a hurry, and everyone starts climbing. Later, the man with sunglasses notices Lu Chen and asks him to carry the weight of the tired woman behind him. Lu Chen then helps the woman. Meanwhile, Shen Junfeng is watching everything. He can't wait to see Lu Chen's terrified and despairing face. Sunset is near, and the others are wondering how many games Lu Chen won for being strong. Just then, A girl asks Lu Chen to carry her bag, but Lu Chen finds her attitude disappointing. She tries to seduce Lu Chen, but Lu Chen ignores her. The man with sunglasses tries to convince him, but Lu Chen tells him to go help the girl himself. The girl Lu Chen, who helped, also tries to convince him. Lu Chen laughs and puts down her bag. The man with sunglasses then points out that this is a team game based on the monk's instructions. At least 3 bags and 4 wooden crates should be brought to the top by 7 people. He then tells Lu Chen that he will not survive alone. Lu Chen then claims that the last person who told him the same is now reduced to ashes. Lu Chen arrives at the top and finds the sect trial interesting. He also feels a familiarity with the place. A man appears and congratulates them. However, he wonders why there is an extra person. He tells them to kill one of them so they can pass the trial. The man then shows them a ball that they need to touch and vote for the person they want to eliminate. The woman that Lu Chen ignored before steps forward and glares at him. The one in Lu Chen helped before notices that everyone is voting for him. The man with sunglasses tells her not to feel burdened. The man votes while the woman still contemplates. Later the voting ends, and the result shows that everyone voted for Lu Chen. Lu Chen then glares and complains at the woman he helped. The woman gets mad and claims that he will still die with the others' votes. Shen Junfeng then comes out and asks how Lu Chen feels about being betrayed by humans. Lu Chen just calls them ants, and Shi Junfeng laughs. Shen Junfeng just wants to see Lu Chen kneel and beg for mercy. He states that he has more power as a top player and calls the man with sunglasses. He gives the man with the sunglasses some powers. The man then smashes the ground to pieces and thanks Shen Junfeng. However, Shen Junfeng kills him after dirtying him with the stone chips. He then shows Lu Chen that he is a god in the realm with control over everything. He then asks Lu Chen if he is already feeling despair. He continues showing off until Lu Chen slaps him, planting Shen Junfeng to the ground. The onlookers are stunned. Shen Junfeng can't believe Lu Chen has beaten him. He knows Lu Chen is a newbie in this game. Lu Chen stomps on Shen Junfeng and calls him trash. Shen Junfeng shouts to let him go. Suddenly, a spiritual attack appears and Lu Chen blocks it. Lu Chen claims that he was waiting for him, and the sect master appears. The sect master gets mad at Lu Chen and attacks him. Lu Chen counters the attack and their powers explode. The cloud of dust clears out. Lu Chen recognizes the golden glass body. The sect master recognizes Lu Chen as a highly ranked transcendent cultivator. The golden glass body is a top-ranked technique from the era of the gods. The sect master continues talking about his technique. However, Lu Chen sneaks behind him. The sect master blocks the attack using his technique. He repels Lu Chen and cuts him in half. He turns around, but Shen Junfeng tells him to look behind. Lu Chen quickly beheads the sect master. Shen Junfeng is shocked, and he falls to his knees. He can't believe that the game creator died in his own game. Lu Chen then tells him that he was able to kill the sect master because they're on the same level. Shen Junfeng asks who Lu Chen really is. Lu Chen whispers something to him, and Shen Junfeng falls to his knees once again. He hysterically laughs at the fact that the Shen family is finished now and explodes. The others are surprised, and one member asks for mercy. However, Lu Chen burns into ashes. The woman he helped before begs for mercy, and Lu Chen makes her explode. Lu Chen looks at the others and makes them explode too. Meanwhile, in Shen Junfeng's mansion, a maid enters his room and screams after seeing his dead body. On the other hand, Lu Chen finds the golden glass body's technique manual in the sect building. He grabs it while wondering about how powerful the creators of these horror games are. He absorbs the technique, and the whole palace suddenly rumbles. In a different realm, a dragon is under attack and breathes fire toward a group of people. The mage tells their stunned cleric to hide quickly. However, the cleric wasn't able to dodge the attack and died. The mage panics upon seeing Caroline die. She faces the dragon and chants a spell. Magic blades fly toward the dragon, but the dragon breaks the sword with its roar. The warrior tells the mage Olivia not to provoke the dragon further. She underestimated the mission of getting a single dragon scale. Just then, a man appears and calls Olivia an inexperienced player. He tries to flirt with Olivia, but Olivia gets mad instead. Just then, the assassin Matus sees a person above the dragon's head. The warrior Clark tells her that she is just hallucinating. Olivia can also see someone. Lu Chen appears while wondering where he got sent to. He realizes that the realms are connected, and he gets sent to a random realm. Mavis shouts at Lu Chen to get away. Clark claims this has never happened before, wherein a player joined midway. Lu Chen then notices the dragon preparing to attack him. Lu Chen gets blasted by the fiery breath, and Clark offers his prayers. However, Lu Chen is still alive. He gets mad at the dragon, and he punches it so hard that the dragon gets overturned. The others are surprised, and Olivia blames Lu Chen for coming out right after Caroline died. Lu Chen continues beating up the dragon while the others are watching. Mavis claims no one has ever penetrated a dragon's body. She then suggests pulling off some dragon scales while it is occupied. However, she notices Clark looking confused, and she looks behind her. The warrior Clark and Mage Olivia are shocked that a person actually slays a dragon. The vampire, Field, gets excited seeing fresh dragon blood. The assassin Mavis wonders who Lu Chen is. Meanwhile, Lu Chen realizes that it was a real ancient dragon, and that the secret trials go back at least tens of thousands of years. Olivia pulls out a dragon scale, and a portal opens. The party goes out of the portal, and Olivia glares at Lu Chen, as she still thinks he is related to the death of their cleric. Lu Chen returns to modern China, and he and a worried Shen Yulan go together to the funeral of Shen Junfeng. Lu Chen assures his mother that he is with her. At Shen Junfeng's funeral, Shen Yulan leaves Lu Chen for a while, and he can sense a glare from behind. Afterward, Shen Chanjun approaches Lu Chen and asks why he is not checking on his brother, Shen Junfeng. Lu Chen claims that he is not a part of the Shen family, which made Shen Chanjun laugh. He proudly tells Lu Chen his rags to riches story, and Lu Chen laughs. Lu Chen tells Shen Chanjun that the Shen family is just an ant in his eyes. Shen Chanjun gets mad and warns Lu Chen not to regret his words. Shen Chanjun secretly orders his men to kill Lu Chen's father, Lu Yanxi. Meanwhile, Lu Yanxi eats a meal and tells a girl, who is actually the Corpse King, to eat. The Corpse King notices Lu Yanxi's hand and drools. She attacks Lu Yanxi, but she feels an ominous aura behind her. She screams out of fear. Lu Yanxi worries that there is something wrong with the girl. However, Lu Chen tells him not to worry about the girl. Outside, some masters are targeting Lu Yanxi. They notice a girl outside the house and ask if it is the Lu household. The girl growls and immediately ignores them. The leader smacks and grabs her. Just then, Lu Chen's voice can be heard from a CCTV camera. Lu Chen tells the Corpse King that the men in front of her are her dinner. The Corpse King growls in excitement and starts attacking the men, who are running in fear. Lu Chen closes his monitor, and Master Zhang reports that something is ready with the Shen family. They are ready anytime. The next day, Shen Chanjun receives a report from Shen Yucheng that Lu Wuji of the Dragon List will attend her banquet. Shen Chanjun is overjoyed and asks Shen Yucheng for a drink. Meanwhile, Li Jieyu visits Lu Chen. She heard about Lu Chen offending Shen Chanjun. She suggests Lu Chen leave the capital. She claims that the Shen family is too powerful and influential in the capital, and Shen Chanjun will do what he can to ruin Lu Chen's life. Lu Chen tells her not to worry and asks if she will also attend Shen Tianjun's birthday. Li Jia confirms, and Lu Chen tells her that he will show who is arrogant. The day of the banquet comes, and Shen Yulan is confronted by her sister-in-law, who laughs at her and says she can't bring her son with her. Shen Yulan doesn't want Lu Chen to be there in the first place. The sister-in-law starts a small talk, but Shen Yulan ignores her and leaves. Shen Yulan later hands out her present to Shen Chanjun, but Shen Chanjun rejects it. Shen Yuchen calls her son a bastard raised by a loser. Shen Yulan then became furious for the first time. Shen Chanjun shouts at her for being disgraceful. He gives Shen Yulan the last chance to cut her ties with Lu Chen. He threatens her that he will throw her away as his daughter. Shen Yulan ultimately chooses her son, and Shen Tianjun calls Lu Chen a loser. Suddenly, someone asked who was the loser. Lu Chen arrives arrogantly and claims that he came knowing his mother will be bullied. Shen Tianjun calls Lu Chen arrogant and a person that can't match the power of the Shen family. Lu Chen claims he is insulted by the trash Shen family. The Shen family's men try to attack them, but Lu Chen fends them off. Lu Chen surprises everyone and even his mother. It triggers Shen Yulan to remember the painful memories that were sealed off. She claims she remembers everything that happened in Shaanxi. Lu Chen is surprised that the recovery was too sudden. Shen Yulan then tells Shen Chanjun that it is time for him to get to know Lu Chen better. Shen Qianjun can't believe Lu Chen is a grandmaster at his age. Shen Yulan calls them dumb for saying that her son is bad. Shen Qianjun apologizes and tries to fix their relationship, but Lu Yan, she appears to tell him to shut up. Shen Yulan runs over to Lu Yanxi's arms. Shen Qianjun asks why Lu Yanxi is still alive. Shen Yulan gets mad and calls him cruel. He then claims that a mere grandmaster can't move the Shen family because he has befriended Lu Wuji of the Dragon List. Li Jiyu appears and Shen Yucheng wonders why he attended when he had rejected the invitation once. Li Jiyu then tells Shen Qianjun that he thinks too highly of himself. He only came after being invited by Lu Wuji. Shen Qianjun lets him in, and Li Jiyu greets Lu Chen. The Shen family members are confused. Li Jiyu then makes it clear that Lu Chen is Lu Wuji, the first person on the Heavenly Dragon List. They get shocked. Shen Yulan asks Lu Yanxi, who is actually confused. The others doubt the fact that a mere 20-year-old grandmaster is at the top of the list. However, Shen Qianjun knows Li Jiyu doesn't lie. He thought the family could now become a martial arts family, but he offended Lu Chen instead. Shen Yucheng knows that they are in deep trouble, offers peace with Lu Chen, and flexes the family's wealth. He asks for Master Zhang's support with the joint project. Master Zhang claims he needs to ask his master first. Shen Yucheng asks where his master is, and Master Zhang announces that his master is Lu Wuji. Everyone can't believe it, and Shen Yulan stands proudly. Shen Yucheng falls to his knees and asks Shen Yulan for forgiveness. Lu Yanxi slaps him and claims that he can still remember what they did to him. Shen Qianjun interferes and tells them to leave because the revenge is done. Lu Chen laughs and tells him that he didn't only come to humiliate him. Master Zhang then announces that Shen Yucheng mortgaged the entire property for the investment project. The mortgage period has expired and the debt has been transferred to Lu Chen, making the Shen properties Lu Chen's property. Shen Yucheng calls them a fraud, but Master Zhang explains that everything was done legally with his consent. Shen Qianjun asks Shen Yucheng how much he put down as collateral, and the latter confesses that it's everything. The two argue with each other. Lu Chen then tells Shen Qianjun that he is lucky that they are related by blood, or else he would have killed them already. Li Jie and her mother arrive at the banquet and discover the Shen family being escorted outside despite hosting the banquet. Some attendees overhear them and claim that it is the Lu family now. The two get surprised. The assassin Pan tells the attendees to stay if they want to be friends with Lu Wuji. People are debating whether to go or not. Just then, Zhou Long, the grandmaster, calls out Lu Chen. Shen Yulan wonders what is wrong, and Lu Chen tells her it is nothing. Lu Chen comes out, and Zhou Long starts complaining about Qin Island. Li Jiyu remembers that most Dragon List fighters were slaughtered on Qin Island before. Lan Maizu worries, but Lu Chen doesn't know them. A man suddenly lashes out, and Lu Chen slaps him hard. Zhao Long gets mad and attacks Lu Chen. Li Jiyu tells everyone to spread out. Lu Chen receives the attack with bare hands and counters with a punch that easily kills Zhou Long. Lu Chen ordered Pan to take them away. Zhao Long's brother then announces that the Zhao family will bring forth a martial judgment, and that all martial saints in the world will be his enemies. An old man suddenly explains what martial judgment is and claims that the Zhao family is not an easy enemy. He also mentions the person who brought the strengthening potions from Kunlun, and claims that he can help Lu Chen. He will lead Lu Chen to Kunlun with a team after 3 days, in exchange for wiping out the Zhou clan. After 3 days, an expedition team is on their way and wonders why Elder Yang has chosen a newcomer to lead the team. They arrive at the site and discover Lu Chen and a little girl enjoying a lavish meal. Lu Chen tells them to sit and eat first. The consultant, Jin Yu, introduces herself and asks Lu Chen why he is bringing a little girl along. He tells Jin Yu that the little girl is very strong. They return to Elder Huang and complain that a youngster became the captain. Elder Huang wonders why Elder Yang chose someone like Lu Chen. Meanwhile, the Corpse King complains about eating human food, and Lu Chen tells her to get used to it for the next few days. The team later enters the Kunlun area, and Jin Yu finds the place bizarre. Elder Huang then suggests camping for the night. The team starts setting up camp. Lu Chen suggests staying in the car, but he gets ignored. They whisper around as they talk badly about Lu Chen. Elder Huang insists that it is safe. Lu Chen then tells them to suit themselves. Night comes, and an ominous beast watches over the camp. A member, Tang Huai, pees outside and senses a movement behind. He sees a tent open and discovers Ren Jun dead. He screamed out loud, and the others came out of their tents. The other claims that Jun is a physical master and checks into the tent. However, Jun is not there, and Lu Chen checks on it too. Lu Chen notices the faint smell of blood. In that instant, Ren Jun appears with a wild rabbit in his hand. Lu Chen then asks him why he went out without reporting to him. Elder Huang asks for forgiveness and claims Ren Jun is more useful compared to the little girl Lu Chen brought. Lu Chen leaves them be, and Elder Huang orders everyone to get ready for a trek. During the trek, Ren Jun and Tang Hui got separated from the group. Ren Jun suggests taking shelter first. Meanwhile, Elder Huang finds it strange that the two suddenly went missing. Ren Jun leads Tang Hui to a cave and shows his dead face. Tang Hui screams in fear. Lu Chen stops and senses that someone is fighting. His team walks over to check on it. On the other hand, Elder Huang fights with Ren Jun. After some exchanges, Elder Huang defeats Ren Jun. He thanks his possession for his help. Lu Chen's team arrives and sees Tang Hui dead. The girl tries to go over the dead body, but Lu Chen stops her. It is really hard to suppress the girl's true nature. Lu Chen claims no one would have died if they had listened to him. Elder Huang gets mad, and Jin Yu tells Lu Chen that Tang Hui was his beloved disciple. Elder Huang swears to kill Lu Chen. At dusk, they reach the first entrance to Kunlun's secret realm. Lu Chen wonders why there are flowers that symbolize death there. Something is weird since the snow spirits attack the others. There might be something wrong with Kunlun. Jin Yu tries to touch the flowers, and Lu Chen stops her. Elder Huang tells them not to worry because he is present. He recalls that the last team got wiped out because of the flowers. Monsters appear, and Elder Huang tells Lu Chen to be on his knees if he wants to be saved. Lu Chen tells the little girl to move out. The little girl easily kills one of the monsters, surprising the others. The monsters roar, and the little girl roars back, scaring the monsters. Suddenly, a snow maiden appears and attacks the little girl. It easily traps the little girl in ice and proceeds to attack the others. Elder Huang calls out his possession. The possession sees the snow maiden and flees, as it doesn't want to provoke her. Elder Huang gets choked and asks for help. Lu Chen then tells him to get on his knees and beg. The member who was following him asks to help Elder Huang, and Lu Chen concedes. The little girl gets out from under the ice. Lu Chen orders her to beat the snow maiden, and she will get a reward. The little girl and the snow maiden clash in their attacks. Lu Chen orders the orders to move forward. Elder Huang stops them and confuses the others. Lu Chen tells the others that Elder Huang will kill them and take credit. Elder Huang tries to attack, but Lu Chen punches him first. Elder Huang falls to the ground and surprises the others. Elder Huang can't believe that Lu Chen is a grandmaster. He tries to apologize, but Lu Chen kills him. The others get scared, recalling that they also look down on Lu Chen. Lu Chen tells them to stay where they are and leaves. Lu Chen goes inside and discovers a monument. He can still feel the extremely powerful pressure from it. Lu Chen suddenly feels a demonic aura. He looks around and discovers a Taoist corpse. He can still feel the holy power of the Taoist, despite being dead for thousands of years. Lu Chen walks away, and the Taoist suddenly asks if he is not afraid. Lu Chen goes silent, and the Taoist keeps on shouting that he should have been afraid. Lu Chen gets attacked, but he blocks the Taoist. He asks what is happening, and the Taoist corpse announces that the earth will be annihilated. The Taoist increases his power, and a blinding light appears. It suddenly goes dark, and another blinding light appears. Lu Chen discovers the divine tree fusing. The last attack triggered the space magic circle and sent Lu Chen to the inner realm of Kunlun. He jumps over the tree roots and discovers a demonic fetus. Just then, the demon asks who stepped into her realm. The demon tells Lu Chen to leave, but he steps on it instead. He tells the demon to respect his elders. The demon gets mad and threatens to destroy the world once she gets out. Lu Chen laughs at her, but the demon is confident that her body can't be harmed. Lu Chen claims he will attack mentally. Lu Chen jumps over and discovers that the demonic fetus is trying to hatch using the tree's fire spirit. Lu Chen dives into the fire and absorbs the heat instead. The demon tells Lu Chen to get down, and Lu Chen laughs at her. Hours later, Lu Chen can already feel his limit. The branch has lesser fire spirits now, and the demon can't believe Immortal almost sucked everything from the tree branch. Lu Chen says his goodbyes to the demon, leaving a smaller amount of fire spirits, and then leaves. The demon swears to kill Luo Chen someday. Luo Chen flies over to the holy land of the Jade Pond. It might not be the real one, but the water there can help him refine the fire spirit energy he recently absorbed. He is surprised to see the corpse and a lingering smell of blood in the area. He notices that the corpses are from the Jade Pond sect, which is known to be strong. He wonders how they were massacred. Luo Chen then collects the remains of the Jade Pond water. Seeing that the home of the gods got destroyed, more terrifying things might happen in the future. Meanwhile, the little girl is still fighting the Snow Maiden. The Snow Maiden is clearly tired, and the little girl falls over. She suddenly stands up and runs away. The fight suddenly turns into a chase, and Luo Chen appears. Luo Chen tells Jinyu to bring the little girl back to Tongzhou. The little girl asks for help to get rid of the Snow Maiden. Luo Chen explains that the Snow Maiden is now forever tied up on the little girl and asks her to bring the Snow Maiden with her. The little girl gets depressed as the Snow Maiden laughs at her. The next day, Luo Chen calls his mother and tells her that he will be back in a month. Luo Chen must immediately refine the fire spirit and find a place to stay. Luo Chen is later led to a house for rent by a woman, and a blonde man insists on a ridiculous amount of payment. The girl stops him and offers cheaper rent instead. The man tries to hit on the woman, and Luo Chen interferes to pay the ridiculous amount. The man gets mad and tries to attack Luo Chen. However, Luo Chen hits him first. The man runs as he threatens Luo Chen. Luo Chen doesn't want to rent anymore. He wants to buy the property instead. Luo Chen soon starts to refine the fire spirit. However, it is still overwhelming for him, and he releases the excess energy to the ground. He worries that it will dry up soon in that snowy place. The neighbors wonder why it is getting hotter lately. The disciple tells the master that the weather has been weird lately. The master, Yang Changang, tells his disciple not to be bothered by the little changes in her environment. The disciple then continues training. That night, the blonde man from before brings men with him to attack Luo Chen. They get confused about which house Luo Chen is in, and the men enter the one that the blonde man thinks is right. The female disciple wakes up and confronts the men. The blonde man gets excited and orders his men to tie up the woman. The master tells the disciple not to kill anyone. A huge man tries to attack her, but the disciple easily throws him off. She continues to knock out the others, and the blonde man finds it strange. The disciple asks him who sent them, and he shamelessly blames Luo Chen, who just moved in. In Qin Island, Zhao Long's brother reports to a Zhao elder about Zhao Long's death. The elder gets mad that Zhao Long was killed by a youngster. He thinks Lu Wuji is an old guy in disguise from another cultivation realm. He then passes an order to launch a martial order against Lu Wuji. Meanwhile, Luo Chen manages to refine the essence of fire and his diamond glass body. Just then, the female disciple drags the blonde man into Luo Chen's residence. The blonde man points to Luo Chen, and the female disciple confronts him. The two argue, and the woman tries to attack Luo Chen with spiritual energy. Luo Chen blocks it with inner energy and fights back. Yang Qingang appears to stop the fight, but the woman has already been sent flying. The master catches his disciple and discovers that her core is shattered and her martial powers are gone. Yang Qingang gets furious and swears to kill Luo Chen. He attacks Luo Chen, claiming that he is a martial god. However, Luo Chen easily blocks the attack. Luo Chen looks fine, and Yang Qingang is shocked. Yang Tiangang claims Luo Chen is an interesting opponent, but Luo Chen doesn't see him as one. Yang Qingang laughs as he claims that he has killed a lot of talented people. Luo Chen, on the other hand, claims that he killed around 8 digits. Yang Tiangang gets offended and attacks with an ultimate move. He smashes Luo Chen and tries to leave afterward. The blonde man anxiously tells him to look back and discover Luo Chen, who is unscathed. Luo Chen claims that Yang Tiangang's power is weak. The disciple wakes up and thinks Luo Chen will now lose because her master is here. Yet, Yang Tiangang surrenders to Luo Chen, shocking the disciple. Half a month later, the sword deity tells Shen Chenjun not to be in a hurry to dispose of Lu Wuji. Shen Chenjun desperately asks for help, and the sword god agrees. Shen Chenjun leaves, thinking Luo Chen is now dead for sure. Director Su calls Luo Chen and informs him about the martial order the Zhou family has declared. The Zhou family gathered 5 martial gods and some European assassins, known as the Goddess of Death on Qin Island. Director Su advises Luo Chen to lay low for now. However, Luo Chen is already on Qin Island. The Zhao elder receives a report of Lu Wuji's whereabouts. He then gives orders to get ready to assassinate Lu Wuji. Just then, other clan members reported that someone had appeared in the North Port and called himself Lu Wuji. 5 martial gods appear at the port and confront Luo Chen. Luo Chen calls the Zhao elder an elderly neighbor. Elder Zhu gets mad and claims that Luo Chen will be dead today. The bald martial god laughs at Luo Chen. Luo Chen claims it is better to clean the ants before they crawl into his house. The martial gods get mad, and the sword deity, Shi Jingtian from Kunlun, stops them. The martial gods greet him and wonder if Luo Chen is also from Kunlun. Shi Jingtian can't believe Luo Chen is already in godhood, surprising the others. Shi Jingtian then tells Luo Chen to make up with Shen Qianjun, and he will accept Luo Chen in Kunlun Sword Palace. Shen Qianjun tells Shi Jingtian that he asked to kill Luo Chen, but the sword god doesn't want to. Luo Chen then makes it clear to everyone that he doesn't care about them. Shi Jingtian gets mad. Shen Qianjun laughs, knowing that Luo Chen is now dead. Shi Jingtian then tells the martial gods to have their way. Elder Zhu attacks Luo Chen first. However, Luo Chen fends off his attack and counters with a slap to the face. Elder Zhu gets to the ground, and Shi Jingtian claims Luo Chen only used inner energy. Luo Chen then claims that his elderly neighbor is stronger than Elder Zhao. Elder Zhou gets offended and uses up all his powers. He summons the 7-star dragon Abyss Sword. He claims he killed 37,000 people with one slash. Elder Zhou attacks Luo Chen, and the other martial gods follow. Luo Chen puts up a barrier and blocks everything. He applies sharp inner energy to his hand and slashes the martial gods to death. Elder Zhu trembles in fear. Luo Chen asks for his last words. Elder Zhou then warns him that their leader, Yang Chen Gang, won't leave him alone. Luo Chen laughs and calls Yang Chen Gang. Elder Zhou asks why he was hiding. Yang Chen Gang embarrassingly confesses that he was the elderly neighbor who lost in a fight with Luo Chen. Elder Zhou was shocked. Yang Chen Gang was then ordered to withdraw a martial order against Luo Chen. Luo Chen tells Yang Chen Gang to go away. Seeing everything, Shi Jingtian thinks Luo Chen is going to be a threat someday. Just then, he senses a fluctuation in spiritual energy. Elder Zhu laughs as the goddess of death appears. Yang Chen Gang can believe that Elder Zhou managed to hire the goddess of death. Elder Zhu laughs at Luo Chen because he is as good as dead. Even Shi Jingtian recognizes her strength and thinks that Luo Chen is dead for sure. The goddess of death descends and Elder Zhu immediately tattles on Luo Chen. The goddess of death, who looks familiar for some reason, tells him not to panic because she can defeat anyone. However, she is surprised to see Luo Chen. She is actually Mavis, the assassin from the dragon incident. Luo Chen asks if she's going to kill him, and Mavis panics. She bows in respect to Luo Chen and asks for mercy. The elders are all surprised to see and hear the scene. Luo Chen laughs at Elder Zhou and gives him one last chance. Elder Zhou asks who he is, and Luo Chen tells him a dead man doesn't need to know. Elder Zhou gets killed by Luo Chen. Yang Chen Gang knows that the 8 martial gods are powerful, but half of them got killed today. Shi Jingtian grabs Elder Zhao's Abyss Sword and claims that the Kunlun Sword Palace is strong enough to kill Luo Chen. Despite Luo Chen's warning, the sword deity attacks Luo Chen. Shen Juntian is glad that Luo Chen will be killed today. Luo Chen then uses magic to swap places with Shi Jingtian. Shi Jingtian gets injured by his own attack. He is surprised that Luo Chen is a sorcerer. The sword deity attacks again, but Luo Chen brings out a golden sword and counterattacks. Shi Jingtian tries to block it, but his barrier breaks. He felt Luo Chen's attacks at the same level as a level 3 godhood attack. Shen Qianjun trembles, knowing that the Shen family is over. Shi Jingtian kneels on the ground and begs for mercy. However, Shi Jingtian is planning to gather an army and attack Luo Chen. However, Luo Chen wants him dead right now. The surprised Shi Jingtian claims that it is against the rules. Luo Chen still kills him in the end. Meanwhile, in Kunlun, people already know about Shi Jingtian's death, and King Mang from the Green City Mountains asks his master for permission to avenge the sword god's death. His master permits him, but he must proceed with caution. Later, Luo Chen asks Mavis about the horror games. However, Mavis claims that an assassin's information is the next most important thing in their life. She wants to ally with Luo Chen so she can share information. Luo Chen asks for the contract, but Mavis trusts him already. She claims that she also came to China because of the horror games. She has met a lot of players already. both from the western and eastern parts of the world. She investigated the recently unearthed tomb of the Qin Emperor, and there were records of the horror games. Mavis also mentions the heart of the stars. According to ancient science, there are lots of planets in the universe, and there is a low chance that other intelligent life forms exist on one of these stars. The heart of the stars is the key to creating life on a suitable planet, and it is a priceless treasure. The horror game keeps recruiting players to find someone suitable for it. Mavis then explains that there are two types of games. The first is the game where you are summoned, and the second is the game where you voluntarily participate and have checkpoints around the world. The second game is usually joined by top-level players. Mavis feels like Liu Chen is interested in the second game and tells him that the nearby checkpoint will open soon in Go Lai. Liu Chen asks if Mavis will join. Mavis hesitates because she is no match for top-level people like the son of the Snow Kingdom's Wolf King, Tolev. However, they will be no match for Liu Chen's prowess. Liu Chen claims that he doesn't see them as rivals. Mavis gets worried that Liu Chen is making enemies with the people behind the horror games. However, Liu Chen doesn't care one bit. Mavis insists that many strong people exist now. Well, it is because they haven't met Liu Chen yet. Mavis can see that Liu Chen is a crazy person. She must stay away from a person who declares war against all players. Liu Chen tells her that she just lost a good chance. Mavis thinks otherwise. She then abruptly breaks their alliance and promises compensation. A person to guide Liu Chen. She leaves, hoping that they won't meet as enemies. Later at night, Rongzhi appears and offers to guide Liu Chen to Go Lai. Liu Chen tells him to get to the point, and Rongzhi, she wants to ally. Liu Chen asks if he heard anything from Mavis, and Rongzhi, she is fine with it because he is looking for people that don't surrender to the horror games. He claims that the game in Go Lai needs the players to snatch the crystal skull that is rumored to be able to open the gateway to the stars. He then shows Liu Chen energy that is only gained by special ability users. He claims to be a level 6 ability user. These special people are people who have awakened their potential powers and are ranked from 1 to 9. A level 3 ability user is equal to a Chinese grandmaster. Rongzhi, she got his power from a holy well that belongs to the Rong family. However, the crystal skull for the horror game is in the holy well. Rongzhi, she wants Liu Chen's help to protect the well. To show his sincerity, Rongzhi, she shows a special fruit that serves as the main energy source for ability users. Most fruits are from horror games, but this one is from the Rong family as well. Liu Chen can see that it is similar to the legendary seed, but has an unstable energy. Liu Chen agrees with the deal, and Rongzhi thanks him. 2 days later, Liu Chen is fetched by men from the Rong family. He suddenly gets a call from Director Su, who informs him that cultivators from Kunlun are after him, especially King Mang. Liu Chen tells him to inform his enemies that he will be in Go Lai and drops the call. Director Su can only sigh. Soon after that, Liu Chen gets into the horror game. A man in a dark robe welcomes them and gives orders to search for the crystal skull. Merit points are assigned to all players. They will be qualified to join the search for the crystal skull if they reach 10,000 merit points. They have 12 hours to defeat others. However, they can also transfer points to another player. The man finishes his instructions and fades away. Liu Chen tries to do something, but a player already starts hurting the others. The thug doesn't care about the points, he just wants to kill. Players run away from him while Liu Chen senses an area with 10,000 people. He moves and ignores the thug. The thug gets offended and attacks him, but Liu Chen makes the thug explode. Everyone got shocked, and a white-haired woman locked her sight on Liu Chen. Liu Chen later arrives at his destination, but he gets blocked. Only those with at least 100 merit points can enter. Liu Chen then asks how much the two have. He challenges the other guard. The guard gets mad and threatens Liu Chen. The white-haired woman appears and gives Liu Chen 100 merit points. The guards were taken aback, and the two went inside. Liu Chen asks why the white-haired woman helped him when he doesn't even know her. The woman insists that they are now. She introduces herself as Qian Yi Huizi, a level 3 ability user. She claims she is only after merit points. She only wants to buy strength for bloodlines and special fruits. Just then, a mob is running away from something. One of them claims that a Chinese cultivator is on a killing spree in the city. He claims that the cultivator is named Qing Mang. Liu Chen can't believe he really came to see Go Lai. Liu Chen then hurries to the city. Meanwhile, in the heart of the city, the mayor is heavily injured. King Mang laughs at the mayor for being weak and calls ability users trash. Ability users get mad at him, and one of them informs the others to be careful, because the dragon scale arm King Mang has is powerful. King Mang calls them trash again, and a person suddenly appears behind him. He is the city's spiritual leader, Nan Chan. Lu Chen and Yi Huixi arrive at the burning city. Lu Chen senses an energy. King Mang tries to flee after encountering a level 8 ability user. Nan Chan asks why he is running and easily captures King Mang. Nan Chan binds King Mang, who later begs for forgiveness. Nan Chan blinks in front of King Mang and knocks into the ground. Nan Chan asks if that is all he got and calls the Green City Mountain, where King Mang came from, useless. Nan Chan orders King Mang to hand over his points, claims that the Chinese stole their techniques, and calls himself trash. King Mang complies and asks for mercy. Nan Chan lets him off and everyone cheers that the Chinese are trash. A punch suddenly appeared, and it was Lu Chen who beat up one of the crowds. He gets offended by them. Nan Chan asks if Lu Chen is standing up for King Mang, but Lu Chen claims he is doing it for the Chinese techniques. Yi Huixi warns him of the level gap, but Lu Chen doesn't care because this will attract the game masters. Nan Chan asks for his clan, but Lu Chen claims he is on his own. He looks down on Lu Chen. Lu Chen mocks him, and Nan Chan attacks. With just one word, Lu Chen stops Nan Chan's attack. Nan Chan is surprised that a basic freezing technique can affect him. Lu Chen teaches Nan Chan that Chinese techniques can shake the heavens and earth with only one incantation. He slaps Nan Chan, claiming that ants like him can insult them. Nan Chan gets smacked to the ground and tells him that King Mang is just a nobody. There are still a lot of hidden talents in the Chinese population, and the thought is enough to scare Nan Chan. Lu Chen then orders Nan Chan to hand over his points, or he won't be able to see the sunrise tomorrow. Nan Chan hands over his 406,000 points and swears to get revenge someday. Lu Chen also shouts at the crowd and brazenly asks for their points. The crowd gets heated up, and Yi Huixi tells Lu Chen that it is wise not to make a city enemy. However, Lu Chen claims that he fears nothing. He orders the crowd again to hand over their points or they will die at his hands. Everyone gets mad at Lu Chen's brazen attitude, and Nan Chan laughs that Lu Chen messed up. Just then, a heavenly sword appears in the skies. Lu Chen brings down the heavenly sword to the city and obliterates everyone, leaving only Yi Huixi and Nan Chan. Both Nan Chan and Yi Huixi are shocked by the scene. Lu Chen got over 1 million points, but it was still not enough for him. Nan Chan then claims that the deaths of thousands of players are a huge loss for the horror game. They will make a move for sure. Also, the Ability Users Association will also hunt down Lu Chen for what he did. The leader is a famous king amongst ability users. Legend says that the leader reached level 9 and that the gender is undisclosed. Nan Chan claims that it is only a matter of time for Lu Chen. Yi Huixi brings out swords and tries to attack Lu Chen. However, Lu Chen easily disintegrates the attack. Lu Chen glares at Yi Huixi and subdues her. Lu Chen orders her to explain things in 3 sentences or she dies. She asks to be spared and offers to hand over the treasure of the king of ability users. Lu Chen releases her and reminds Yi Huixi that the treasure might be useless to him. She claims that it is indeed useful for strong people like Lu Chen. Nan Chan claims that it is the key to the secret realm. Yi Huixi explains that the horror game released 10 top-grade bounty missions, and 3 of them require a key to activate them. The key she has can activate the first secret realm, Asgard. Nan Chan explains that it is the realm with the highest difficulty and rewards, but no one has conquered it yet. The key was taken by the king and sealed for thousands of years. It is the will of the game, so the second mission changed to assassinating the king of ability users. Lu Chen wonders why Yi Huixi has it. Yi Huixi reveals that she is the king's maid, and she came across the key by chance. Nan Chan commends her courage, and Yi Huixi claims she doesn't have a choice but to hide in Gao Lai. She claims she also needs 10,000 points for a consumable treasure. Nan Chan explains that Yi Huixi wants the special fruit that can help you gain strength comparable to the king of ability users. Yi Huixi claims she revealed everything and wants her life to be spared. However, Nan Chan attacks her and Yi Huixi dies. Nan Chan claims she revealed her aura, and the king can track her down. He apologizes for taking action on his own. Lu Chen claims that there is one more who knows now that he got the key. Nan Chan swears to be quiet about it, and he will serve Lu Chen. Lu Chen tells him to meet up at the wrong residence. Later at night, Rong Zia, she congratulates Lu Chen for his achievements. He reports that hundreds of top players have gathered. Some are already in Fuzhou, while others are observing from outside. He claims it will be disadvantageous for those who move first. However, Lu Chen is confident he can take them on and get the crystal skull. Rong Zia, she wishes Lu Chen success. Lu Chen then meets up with Nan Chan, and he receives the special fruit that is on par with the king of ability users. Lu Chen tries to move the fruit using his mind, but he can't. Nan Chan explains that it is used to amplify abilities, so one must have an ability within their body. It means that Lu Chen needs to be an ability user. However, it might be difficult for a sorcerer like Lu Chen. He needs a special fruit and 300,000 points. Lu Chen shows Nan Chan the fruit he got from the wrong clan, surprising her in the process. He realizes that Lu Chen is of noble background. Nan Chan tells him that it is not enough, but Lu Chen eats the fruit. Nan Chan panics as he remembers that there will be a strong conflict between spiritual energy and ability, and one must have a protection object first. Yes, indeed, Lu Chen suddenly feels his spiritual energy clashing with the ability. The King's Sutra is trying to destroy the fruit using the fire spirit. His body is going out of control. He tries to take the risk of suppressing the King's Sutra. Nan Chan remembers that the stronger the sorcerer, the more dangerous he is. Seeing Lu Chen's reaction, he might die for real, and cutting off his meridian is the only way for him to leave. Nan Chan tries to cut off his meridians as he apologizes to Lu Chen. However, Lu Chen puts up a barrier. Nan Chan gets surprised and asks if Lu Chen is alright. Lu Chen manages to seal the King's Sutra in time. He won't use the King's Sutra in the meantime, but at least he is an ability user now. Outside of Fuzhou, a man determines the number of users in the area. He asks his master, Tolev, if they should move already. However, Tolev tells him not to rush things and that the crystal skull will arrive only in a few hours. Tolev can also sense someone powerful coming. Just then, someone asks if Tolev is talking about her. A powerful vampire appears from nowhere. The man, who is actually a werewolf, tries to protect Tolev. Tolev tells him that the vampire is not an enemy, and that the grudge between werewolves and vampires has nothing to do with her. Tolev asks her why she is interested in the trial. She claims she is here to seek revenge against a yellow-skinned monkey who killed her servant. Tolev asks if there is a chance for an alliance. He will help her kill the monkey, and the vampire will help Tolev get the crystal skull. The vampire agrees to try it out once in a while. Tolev then asks for the target's name. She utters the name Lu Wuji. People come to the Rong family's well, waiting for the crystal skull. Rong Zia, she gives Lu Chen a teo flute that can help him get a head start. Just then, the werewolf and vampire arrive. Everyone immediately recognizes Tolev, the Wolf King's son. A godly figure wonders who the vampire is and asks the Reaper why he is quiet. Everyone starts running away, and some of them notice Lu Chen walking forward instead. They try to warn him, and an old man tells them to worry about themselves instead. He approaches Lu Chen and calls him Lu Wuji. The vampire and werewolf are alerted. Lu Chen recognizes the old man as someone from the Kunlun Sword Palace. The old man tells him to prepare to die. Just then, Tolev asks Lu Chen if he is Goodlad's killer. Lu Chen claims that he remembers someone like that getting squashed. Tolev prepares to attack, and Rong Zia, she tells him to use the flute. The godly figure notices the Tao flute, which is already connected to the location of the crystal skull. The Reaper appears and asks Lu Chen to hand over the flute. Tolev gets mad at the Reaper for blocking his way. The Reaper mentions that Tolev has never won against him yet. The godly figure asks Lu Chen to work with them, but he only gets one chance. Lu Chen asks if they really need the flute, and he breaks it into pieces. Lu Chen, he doesn't need the flute, and he can just crush anyone in his path. Everyone gets offended and laughs at Lu Chen's confidence. The old man only needs to know the whereabouts of the Abyss sword, and Lu Chen must not die yet. The godly figure commends Lu Chen's wit. Lu Chen then laughs out loud at them. He calls them ants for not believing that he can kill all of them. Tolev gets offended, but the vampire tells him that she wants to taste Lu Chen. The old man tells Lu Chen to stop struggling because he will still die in the end. The godly figure also gets mad. Lu Chen tells them to attack him altogether. The Reaper claims that he is more than enough and brings out his weapon. The godly figure recognizes Iris' spear and realizes that he was not the Reaper. Tolov claims that it must be the level 9 ability user. The vampire claims that the Black Phoenix is still trapped in the third secret realm. The one they are seeing right now must be her puppet. The puppet then claims that Liu Chen is weak right now after getting the special fruit. Liu Chen claims he has enough to kill them. The puppet charges his attack on Liu Chen. However, Liu Chen easily blocks the attack and counters. The clouds of dust clear out, and Liu Chen is impressed that the puppet is still alive. Tolov can't believe he got injured in his werewolf form. Seeing his recovery reaching its limit, he can only think of his death. He tries to stand back up, but his body fails him. Liu Chen knows Tolov's internals are a mess already. The puppet regrets not working together with the others, and Liu Chen tells him that it is too late. The puppet fades as he swears to nail Liu Chen with the Iris spear soon. The crystal skull appears, and Liu Chen obtains it. Rongxia, she congratulates Liu Chen and warns him at the same time about new enemies. However, Liu Chen claims he hasn't obtained the crystal skull yet and breaks the one in his hand. He calls Rongxia a liar. Liu Chen corrects himself and calls Rongxia the crystal skull. Liu Chen continues explaining the things he noticed about this horror game. Rongxia, she wants others to suffer losses instead and hide from others. Rongxia, she laughs as he claims that Liu Chen is correct. He reintroduces himself as Mogan, the 13th crystal skull. Mogan claims Liu Chen is now the target and a scapegoat. He laughs that Liu Chen is dead sooner or later. Liu Chen then asks him why he still went with the flow if he already knows Mogan's plan. Liu Chen laughs that he is unconcerned with enemies and just wants to move forward. Mogan then tells Liu Chen that the horror game controls the whole world. Yuan Tangang's prophecies and predictions came true, and it is actually the horror game's timetable. The horror games are on another level and already existed before Earth was called Earth. Liu Chen mentions the planet burial of immortals. Mogan is surprised that Liu Chen knows that name. That is what the deity world calls Earth. Liu Chen thinks something must have happened. Mogan tries to say his farewell, but Liu Chen tells him that he can't escape. Mogan activates his escape magic and laughs at Liu Chen. Liu Chen grabs him and deactivates his magic. Liu Chen tells him that his earth magic is nothing for him. Mogan realizes that Liu Chen is related to the deity world. He admits defeat and warns Liu Chen that he can't win against the horror games. Liu Chen kills Mogan and finally obtains the real crystal skull. Tolov's assistant gets punished by his brother for not protecting Tolov. The Wolf King appears and orders them to look for Tolov's killer. Meanwhile, King Mang receives reports that Liu Chen has gone back to Go Lai. He has a scary flashback. He orders his assistant to make Liu Chen come back instead. He wonders what to do next, and the assistant suggests attacking Liu Chen's disciple. In Go Lai, Nan Chan successfully casts concealment magic on the crystal skull. Liu Chen sees that it will only last a day and needs to do it every day. Poor Nan Chan. Liu Chen has figured out more things lately and thinks that taking down his target is now easy. Meanwhile, Yi Xuan calls Hong Bio and shows him news about King Mang insulting Liu Chen. Yi Xuan swears to fight anyone who insults his teacher. The werewolf brothers look for possible suspects, the swordmaster from Kunlun Sword Palace and King Cheng's first genius. They try to leave out Liu Chen because he looks like a normal 20-year-old student. The brothers go their separate ways to confront the two suspects. Meanwhile, Hong Bio notices how people are talking badly about Liu Chen on different social platforms online, including King Mang. Hong Bio gets mad that even the second on the dragon list is unthankful to Liu Chen, who saved him. Yi Xuan realizes that even the grandmasters think that King Mang can defeat Liu Chen. Just then, someone barges into their office. King Mang looks for Yi Xuan. Lan Bayer is also affected by the rumors related to Liu Chen. The director tries to take advantage of Lan Bayer. The manager warns the director, but the latter claims Liu Chen is dead to King Mang already. The director wants Lan Bayer to be his second wife if that happens. Lan Bayer slaps him hard and gets mad for insulting Liu Chen. The director orders his men to attack Lan Bayer and her manager. Yi Xuan gets easily incapacitated by King Mang. Hong Bio gets mad and tries to fight back, but he is far too weak. Mr. Yu also tries to fight back, but King Mang also knocks him out. They laugh at how weak the people around Liu Chen are. King Mang asks where Lu Chen is, and Yi Shuang claims that King Mang will be dead. King Mang laughs that Lu Chen has not appeared yet because he is scared of King Mang. Just then, one of the werewolf brothers appears and confronts King Mang. He asks King Mang if he went to go lie, and the latter confirms. The werewolf transforms and attacks King Mang. Meanwhile, Lan Baier is held captive, and the director orders his men to go after Lu Chen's parents next. Lan Baier panics, and the director tells her that he will show Lu Chen's head later. Back to King Mang, he died to the werewolf, who claims that he got the wrong suspect. Lan Baier continues struggling and refuses to eat. The guards leave her, and Lan Baier looks at the broken plate pieces. The werewolf brothers got in contact, and the other also killed his target. The other person got information that Lu Chen killed other high-level practitioners. They agree to meet later in Tongzhou. Meanwhile, Lan Baier and her manager Tina use the broken plates to cut the ropes. Lan Baier plans an escape to inform Lu Chen's parents. Lan Baier gets out of the window and jumps down from it. Xing Mang's men get a call, and the werewolf tells them to put it on speaker. The people on the other end are on their way to Lu Chen's parents. The werewolf then changes his target. Lan Baier runs as far as she can, but her captors discover her. As Lan Baier feels like giving up, Shi Jingjing appears. Shi Jingjing helps Lan Baier. Lan Baier asks Shi Jingjing to bring her to Panlong Bay. Just then, people shoot at them. Lan Baier tells Shi Jingjing to hurry, and they quickly get away. Lu Yang, she also discovers the post defaming Lu Chen. Shen Yulan tells him not to worry. She is more focused on Lu Chen getting a girlfriend as she looks at Lan Baier's magazine. Night comes, and the director's men are still chasing Lan Baier and Shi Jingjing. They shoot at the girls, but Shi Jingjing changes roads and enters the forest. The brake got broken in the recent attack, and they can't stop. Lan Baier holds tightly on Shi Jingjing, and the latter feels weird sensing a soft stimulation on her back. Shi Jingjing gets comfortable and loses track of the road. They shout as they run over a cliff. Meanwhile, the Corpse King is enjoying a dessert made by the Snow Spirit. The Snow Spirit notices something and sees Shi Jingjing and Lan Baier falling from the cliff. It uses its ice powers to save the girls. Lan Baier wonders what happened and sees the Corpse King after she removes her helmet. The Corpse King wonders if she is food. The Corpse King roars at her, and Lu Yangshi and Shen Yulan come outside. Lu Yangshi and Lan Baier recognize each other. Shen Yulan menacingly confronts Lan Baier. Lan Baier gets worried as she looks dirty, but Shen Yulan compliments her beauty in person. Shen Yulan now knows why her husband talks highly of Lan Baier. Lan Baier gets shy. Shi Jingjing reminds her about their goal. Lan Baier tells the two to get away because some people are targeting them. Just then, the director and his men appear. He asks to hand over the two girls. He continues to scare them, but the girls with Lu Chen's parents escape inside the house. They try to attack them, but the guard dogs got the command. The Snow Spirit traps them with ice. The Corpse King jumps over the ice wall and snarls at the trespassers. She attacks them as she is unaffected by the bullets. The ice wall breaks, and the director sees his men killed by a little girl. The Corpse King jumps on him to attack. However, a fist appears and hits the Corpse King. The werewolf sees that the girl is stronger than King Mang. It just means that Lu Chen is not a weak person. The Corpse King gets back up and attacks the werewolf. However, the werewolf is stronger, and he asks for Lu Chen to come out. An icicle suddenly attacks him, and the werewolf gets pierced. While surprised, the Corpse King tries to attack him, but the brother appears to throw off the Corpse King. The two then decide to take on the guard dogs together. Meanwhile, Director Su receives a report that someone broke through the army's defenses and is moving fast toward the southern border. The younger werewolf beats up the Corpse King like a sandbag. The Snow Spirit gives support while fighting the older werewolf. The older werewolf gets offended and attacks the Snow Spirit. The Corpse King saw the scene and got mad. She removes her seal, and the younger werewolf notices that she is getting stronger. Meanwhile, Lu Chen and Nanshan are still sealing the crystal skull. Nanshan is on the verge of collapsing, and Lu Chen orders him to stop first because someone broke into his house. The Corpse King continues fighting and infects the older werewolf with corpse poison. The younger werewolf tries to attack the Corpse King, but the Snow Spirit blocks him. The Snow Spirit unseals her blindfolds and traps the younger werewolf in her domain. The younger werewolf laughs and claims that psychic attacks are useless against werewolves. The Snow Spirit acts stubborn, and the werewolf wonders who will surrender first. The older werewolf fights with the Corpse King and wonders if she can still move fast after getting injured. He knocks her down and transforms. He then attacks the Corpse King, but something pierces him from behind. The snow spirit overpowers the younger werewolf. The younger werewolf can't believe that he is being overpowered by magic, despite having high magic resistance. Just then, someone talks about how the werewolf is overestimating his strength. Master Zhang explains how ghost entities use their lifespans to use psychic attacks. However, the snow spirit is different and can circulate spiritual energy infinitely. The werewolf laughs, knowing that his brother will save him later. Master Zhang shows him that his brother is already dead outside. However, he notices that they didn't destroy the heart and brain at the same time. Master Zhang claims it is over after the Corpse King infected the other werewolf with her miasma. The werewolf loses confidence. The younger werewolf blames himself for being hasty. Master Zhang tells the snow spirit to keep the werewolf alive. Master Zhang realizes that these wolves won't attack unless they are ordered by the Wolf King, one of the strongest. An attack suddenly appears. Master Zhang dodges, and it hits the snow spirit instead. The younger werewolf got out of the ice bind, and the Wolf King appears. The Corpse King attacks him, but the Wolf King easily silences her. Master Zhang is shocked to see his skills. The snow spirit tries to attack, but she gets attacked out of nowhere. Master Zhang didn't see the Wolf King move but realized that it was a domain technique. One spreads his domain and uses his energy inside to make fast attacks on the enemy. The snow spirit's mental attack and the Corpse King's attributes are useless against the Wolf King. Master Zhang thinks that it is now over. The Wolf King walks toward the house, and Master Zhang orders the two to stop him. However, the Wolf King easily fends them off. Just then, the Blood Fiends appear to confront the Wolf King. The other members take it easy, but Suhu warns them not to be careless. They circle the Wolf King, who later laughs at them. He claims he hates China because a lot of bugs grow there due to the humid climate. The Blood Fiends panic as they sense his tremendous power, like hunting wolf. Just then, Director Su appears and warns the Wolf King about illegally breaking into the country. He warns him that killing a soldier will trigger war. The Wolf King gets mad and claims that Lu Chen killed his son first and the guard he sent to investigate. He doesn't care about anything and plans to kill Lu Chen's family. He lets out an ominous voice, and everyone gets into position. He transforms into a rabid werewolf. The others prepare for a fight, and the Wolf King jumps on them. He prepares a massive attack and warns them again. Yi Zhengxian refuses, and the Wolf King lets out his powerful attack. Just then, a golden sword appears and destroys the Wolf King's attack. Everyone looks back and sees a familiar figure. Lu Chen appears as the Wolf King, who thought he would just hide forever like a turtle. Lu Chen tells him to choose a spot on the mountains as his grave, and the Wolf King gets offended. The Wolf King attacks as he mentions taking revenge for his son's death. Lu Chen is kind enough to let them reunite, and then attacks the Wolf King. However, there is no effect. The Wolf King counterattacks and claims that Lu Chen is currently weak. Lu Chen claims he doesn't need his full power to beat him. The director orders his secretary to call the journalists because Lu Chen is confronting the Wolf King. He laughs, thinking that Lu Chen will lose. Lu Chen goes into a melee against the Wolf King. However, he is struggling to fight. Lu Chen feels he is helpless in the Wolf King's domain. Lu Chen sees that the Wolf King is the strongest opponent he has met since he got reborn. The fight continues as Lu Chen's family watches him fight. Lanbuyer claims that Lu Chen will be fine. Su Jingjing also confirms that she experienced a night she can't forget with Lu Chen. Lanbuyer ominously asks for more details. Journalists suddenly arrive in the area and watch the ongoing fight. The Wolf King arrogantly asks Lu Chen to talk. Lu Chen calmly punches him. The Wolf King backs off, but he suddenly gets attacked with huge spiritual energy. Everyone looks up and sees cultivators from the 10 Cross Mountains. They are the reinforcements called in by the border guards. The leader tells Lu Chen to stay out of the way. The onlookers are surprised, and some claim that the cultivator is strong enough to defeat the Wolf King. Lu Chen is asked for his identity, but he refuses. He claims he only appeared to save the faces of Chinese cultivators. While haughtily talking, the Wolf King attacks the elder cultivator from behind. The elder easily gets taken out. His men try to fight back, but the Wolf King easily obliterates them. It is always the proud elders who are erased in a minute. Master Zhang is surprised that the Wolf King suddenly powered up. Nanshan explains that it is because of the legendary armor the Wolf King is wearing that it can withstand any spells. Master Zhang finds the armor absurd. Nanshan claims that their master is having bad luck this time. The Wolf King then turns his attention to Lu Chen. Lu Chen fires off a spell upwards, and a barrier is created. The Wolf King warns him that his spells and barriers are useless. Lu Chen claims that he just doesn't want any distractions while he kills the Wolf King. The melee fight continues, and the reporters panic to capture the scene. The reporters are eager to see if Lu Chen is worthy of being the greatest in China. The intense fight continues, and the Wolf King wants to see who dies first. The elder cultivator is asked for his thoughts and angrily claims that they will lose. He swears to behead himself if Lu Chen wins. The Wolf King is unaffected by Lu Chen's punches and claims that he can't win. Lu Chen stops attacking, and the elder cultivator laughs, thinking that Lu Chen is admitting defeat. The Wolf King asks if Lu Chen has his senses back. Just then, the Wolf King feels a burning pain in his chest. He asks what Lu Chen did. Lu Chen claims he only shared some happiness. The Wolf King claims that his armor is invincible. Lu Chen explains that he used fire essence instead of spells. He further explains that his punches are only distractions meant to infuse the essence of fire in the Wolf King's body. Lu Chen activates the essence of fire, and the Wolf King burns from the inside. Everyone watching is surprised to see the Wolf King on his knees. The Wolf King angrily asks how Lu Chen can control such powerful energy as a human. Good thing Lu Chen has the Emperor's Sutra. The Wolf King is frustrated at being on his knees. Lu Chen reiterates that he didn't even need a tenth of his power to defeat the Wolf King. The Wolf King gets offended and goes back up. He tries to attack Lu Chen. However, Lu Chen makes the Wolf King explode from the inside, and he is victorious. It looks like someone's head will roll later. The elder cultivator now shouts that Lu Chen is the greatest. The reporters ask him who was the person who claimed that Lu Chen would die. He suddenly goes 360 degrees and cheers for Lu Chen. The director also receives a report that King Mang is already dead, and that it was the werewolf who killed him. The werewolf begs for mercy in front of Lu Chen. He asks to be spared so he can convince the other werewolves not to attack China. However, Lu Chen points out that the werewolves hurt his little girls. Lu Chen warns him not to touch his people or they will die at his hands. Lu Chen then kills the werewolf. The director falls on his knees and commits suicide. Lu Chen can feel that his three powers are still colliding with each other. He falls to the ground, and everyone brings him to his room to rest. Everyone celebrates over drinks, and Lu Chen wakes up. Shen Yulan tells him to eat. Lu Chen tries to be distant, but his mother reminds him that even if he is a sage, there are people around him supporting him. She fully supports and trusts her son. She then tells him to thank everyone, especially Lan Bayer and Si Jingjing. She gives Lu Chen his account book. Lu Chen later joins the others, and Lu Yanxi checks on his condition. Lu Yanxi then tells him that Director Su has returned to resume their activities, and Master Zhang is taking care of the ruckus caused by the broadcasted fight. The Immortals are also doing fine. Hong Bio asks him for a drink, but Lu Chen refuses and approaches the sleeping Lan Bayer. She whispers to her to follow him to his room. Lan Bayer thought she was only dreaming but later realizes that she is not. She gets up and goes to Lu Chen's room. Lu Chen locks the door and pins her to the wall while asking her to be his woman. However, she is still daydreaming. Lu Chen asks her to come in to sit because he needs to talk about something important. She expects something romantic, but Lu Chen asks her if she wants to be strong. Lan Bayer gets confused, and maybe Lu Chen is implying being a strong mother. Lu Chen then explains that she has seen a lot of mythical events and that the world will dramatically change later. He offers to be her guide, and Lan Bayer immediately agrees. She wants to follow Lu Chen without being a burden. Lu Chen then tells her to get on the bed. Lan Bayer shyly asks for any required position, and Lu Chen only asks for her hand. Lu Chen then starts transferring spiritual energy to Lan Bayer. He tells her to focus, or there will be backslashes. Lu Chen transfers more, and Lan Bayer, who gets surprised, moans out loud. Everyone downstairs heard her. Everyone gets flustered upon hearing Lan Bayer. However, Lu Chen asks for Si Jingjing next. All of them get surprised, but Si Jingjing shyly complies and enters Lu Chen's room. Everyone tries to listen and also hears Si Jingjing moaning out loud, receiving spiritual energy. Lu Chen asks for Di Shuang, and Hong Bio congratulates her. However, her grandfather feels conflicted. Yi Shuang sees the two girls totally tired out. She assures herself that there's no malice in Lu Chen's actions. Just then, Lu Chen asks her to remove her clothes, but only the part where she got attacked. Lu Chen notices that she got infected with soul-splitting poison. Lu Chen then tells her that he will pass on his true teachings. He will inject the essence of fire into her to wash her bloodstream. However, it will be painful. Yi Shuang agrees, and Lu Chen starts. Hong Bio tries to listen, and Yi Zhengshan asks him if twins are nice. Lu Chen continues pouring energy into Yi Shuang. Yi Shuang shouts out loud that she wants to get stronger and asks for more. The two relatives outside are shocked to hear their girl moan out loud. Later, Lu Chen finishes awakening everyone, including Hong Bio. Just then, Lu Chen notices something. He immediately goes to the beach and meets a woman. Lu Chen recognizes Eris's war spear, which means she is the Black Phoenix. Lu Chen immediately attacks her, but a tank blocks the attack. Black Phoenix only came to get the crystal skull. Lu Chen calls her a mere fish. Black Phoenix's men start attacking Lu Chen. Lu Chen tries to counter, but Black Phoenix raises defenses for her men. Lu Chen gets fended off, and the three reorganize. Lu Chen sees that things got trickier, but there are still fish in his eyes. Lu Chen dodges all their attacks as he notices that the two of them are just possessed by the Black Phoenix's mark. He needs to sever the connection. He blinks and stabs one of them. Lu Chen severs the connection and continues to target the woman. The tank stops Lu Chen in his tracks while the woman runs away. However, Lu Chen blinks in front of her and slaps her hard. The woman gets mad and Lu Chen slaps her again. Black Phoenix tries to escape the body. However, she cannot do so. Lu Chen claims that he blocked her escape. Black Phoenix claims that it should not be possible. After fully realizing her situation, the Black Phoenix surrenders. Lu Chen calls her smart. However, Lu Chen won't let go of her if she doesn't perform well. Lu Chen asks her if it is worth the risk to take the crystal skull. Lu Chen offers an alliance against a common enemy. The Black Phoenix then mentions the Great Prehistoric Flood. These are floods that wipe out civilizations that come in as natural disasters, and the ones responsible for it are the horror games. They do that to stop people with spiritual powers. A war actually broke out before only being recorded as a prehistoric flood. Lu Chen can now see why people can't go through the 7th level of awakening. Black Phoenix states one method to break through: to be approved by the horror games and enter the secret world that can help you ascend. However, you will turn into their lapdogs, which Black Phoenix hates to choose. She collects the crystal skeleton so she can open the heart of the stars, which is one of the steps to the second method of ascending. To continue with the second method, you need more spiritual energy. Lots of energies remain in secret places around the earth, guarded by the Great War survivors who are hostile to horror games. While the two continue to argue, Lu Chen senses something. Lu Chen hurriedly sends Black Phoenix away. An old man appears, and Lu Chen recognizes him as someone from the horror games. Liao Tingshan asks Lu Chen to join the horror game. Lu Chen tries to act coy, and Liu Qingshan claims that the executives are interested in him. They promise to help Lu Chen make a breakthrough. If Lu Chen refuses to join, he's dead. Liao Tingshan is enough to kill Lu Chen. Despite having no fighting power, he can engrave Lu Chen's name in the secret treasure in the form of an hourglass. If the sand depletes, the person whose name is engraved on it will die. Liu Qingshan asks Lu Chen to choose, and Lu Chen slashes him in half. Lu Chen claims he won't be coerced. Liao Tingshan threatens him and fades away. Black Phoenix comes back and thanks Lu Chen for hiding her. Lu Chen tells her to scram, but Black Phoenix asks him first why he rejected Liu Tingshan. The hourglass is not a joke, and he will really die. Lu Chen tells her that a lot of people want him dead, but they all died in the end while he was still alive. Meanwhile, in a western mansion, a man named Roland is informed that the horror games have a new quest, and it is to kill Lu Wuji. Roland recognizes Lu Wuji as the Wolf King's killer. However, Lu Wuji's name is already engraved in the hourglass treasure. Roland wonders why there is a quest if Lu Wuji's death is already set in stone. He thinks Lu Wuji is related to the Sword Covenant. If he is, they must take action. Days later, Director Su and the Blood Fiends arrive at Lu Chen's residence in Panlong Bay. Wise King can see that his master manipulated the spiritual powers in the area. Just then, Lu Chen appears and talks to Director Su. Lu Chen wanted to station the Blood Fiends in Panlong Bay. Lu Chen wants them to train in his place after he unlocks the dragon veins. Also, he asks Director Su to tell the others not to risk their lives for him if anything happens. Director Su flinches and asks why. Lu Chen just wants him to remember his words right now. Later, Lu Chen tells his mother that he will go out. She is fine with it so she can spend more time with Lu Yanxi. Lu Chen leaves the house, and Black Phoenix reminds him of his upcoming death. She informs him about the quest posted by the horror games to kill him. She tells Lu Chen not to risk his life by attacking the horror games. Lu Chen tells her to stay out of it. Black Phoenix suddenly becomes sultry. Lu Chen unexpectedly thanks her, and Lu Chen is gone. She prays that Lu Chen will succeed. Meanwhile, the God's Eye moves, and it shows Lu Chen as the target of the quest. Lu Chen is in a random place, and he activates his Emperor Sutra. A huge light hits the ground that even affects the real world. They can see that Lu Chen is forcing a breakthrough. Ronin thinks that Lu Chen will not succeed. The Abyss of Heaven tries to stop Lu Chen. However, he activates his Dharma and overpowers the Abyss of Heaven. Just then, a painful sound suddenly rings, and Ronin claims it is the horror games. They issue an order to all 9th level ability users to immediately kill Lu Wuji. In a government office, staff members are fighting over the use of special weapons. The chief appears and approves the use of special weapons. Minor earthquakes are happening, and some sea levels are rising. They need to stop Lu Wuji from making his breakthrough. He orders them to broadcast everything live and attack Lu Wuji with all that got. Lu Chen continues to push away the Abyss of Heaven. Just then, it branched out and tried to attack Lu Chen. He tries to move away, but elemental attacks hit him. 2 users with 9th level abilities are attacking Lu Chen. Lu Chen withstands the attacks with his barrier. He finds a chance and lets out a huge attack, instantly killing one of the ability users. Lu Chen attacks the other, but a holy shield appears to save the ability user. Other ability users arrive to help and call the Thunder King reckless. The Thunder King claims that Lu Chen is weird for unleashing an attack that is way beyond his level. The others also prepare to fight. Ronin stops them. They should wait until Lu Chen uses up his power. That is their chance to attack. Lu Chen continues to break through. Everyone is shocked to see the abyss cracking open. A monster comes out of the heavens to attack Lu Chen, but he easily fends it off. Ronin claims that the will of the abyss materialized, and Lu Chen is already in the 3rd stage. It means his cultivation base is decreasing, and they can attack any time. Lu Chen continues fighting the Abyss Will. Lu Chen unleashes the Emperor Scripture's 2nd seal and kills the Abyss Will. However, the Abyss is still above him and tries to suppress Lu Chen with everything it has. Roland orders the others to start attacking now. They teleport near Lu Chen's main body. They all attack him together, and Lu Chen brings out the key to the secret realm. Meanwhile, people can now see the top fighters ganging up on Lu Chen. Just then, a flash of bright light appears, and the 9th level ability users are gone. The ability users find themselves in a different place. Roland swears that his teleportation a while ago didn't have any issues. The Thunder King finds the runes familiar and realizes that they are in the 1st secret realm. They get surprised, knowing that the key is with the Inhuman King. The others think that this is an illusion. However, Roland claims that it is real. The only way to leave is to destroy the energy sustaining the realm. Not even the Inhuman King can do it. Roland tries to use his space-time powers, but they trigger the realm instead. The statues suddenly targeted them for extermination. Roland tells them to buy him some time because he can already sense the outside world. The swordsman tries to fight back against the statues, but he is merely an ant against them. Despite being the Thunder King, he is paralyzed and gets killed. The marksman tries to fight back, but his attacks are ineffective. Just then, Roland gets pierced by an arrow from a 3rd statue. Roland is on the verge of dying, but he has enough energy to get the remaining 2 back to the outside world. He asks them to kill Lu Wuji, and Roland transfers them out. Meanwhile, Lu Chen is still breaking through the heavens. He is already at the last stage, but the others are back from the secret realm. The martial artist attacks Lu Chen, but Lu Chen just grabs his fist. Lu Chen easily kills him. The marksman is worried, seeing that Lu Chen has broken through already. He tries to escape, but Lu Chen kills him easily. Everyone watched the scene. Just then, the will of heaven and earth takes its final form. it transforms into another Lu Wuji. Lu Chen is surprised that it copied his war spirit. However, the will of heaven on earth can't copy someone who is still alive. Lu Chen should forget the thought for now, and he must stop copying first. If it gains half of his war spirit's power, it is a huge threat. Just then, Lu Chen senses the energy of an 8th level awakener. Liu Qingshan appears with other reinforcements. Lu Chen comments on how the horror games are in a rush. Lu Chen tries to attack Liu Qingshan in surprise, but the old man easily dodges it. He got defeated before, but this time, Liu Qingshan got his real body. Liu Qingshan claims they got a bit weaker after arriving on Earth, but they can still kill Liu Chen. Liu Qingshan attacks Liu Chen, but the latter easily blocks the attack and laughs. More attacks appear, and Liu Chen's barrier gets penetrated. He notices that the man holds the fallen sun god's bow. Another attacker comes from Liu Chen's back, and he quickly blinks away. He tries to attack the man with the bow relic. However, the copied war spirit attacks Liu Chen. Liu Qingshan laughs as he watches Liu Chen get impaled. Liu Qingshan claims that he can't defeat himself. Just then, Liu Chen transforms into Lu Wuji. He angrily orders them to die. Lu Wuji unseals his Emperor's Sutra and disintegrates the copy's sword. Liu Qingshan discovers that Lu Wuji was hiding his real strength. Lu Wuji then confesses that his goal is not to make a breakthrough, but to lure them out. He notices how the horror games only send out high-ranking warriors from Earth. However, Earth's spiritual power can support the horror game's minions' presence. Lu Chen only needs to break the seal. Liu Qingshan panics and orders everyone to kill Lu Wuji. They all move out to attack. Lu Chen calls forth his Emperor's sword in its real form and fends off the incoming attack. Another minion attacks him, but Lu Chen easily kills him in a single clash. The seal suddenly starts cracking, and Liu Qingshan finds it impossible that Lu Wuji is fighting them and opening the seal at the same time. Everyone attacks Lu Wuji again, but Lu Wuji easily kills them. The man with the sun god's bow falters out of fear. Lu Wuji finds this as a chance and kills the archer. Meanwhile, a fighter jet arrives in the area, and the military is ready to launch an attack. Lu Wuji attacks Liu Qingshan. Liu Qingshan puts up a barrier and blocks the attack. Liu Wuji's power is visibly fading, and Liu Qingshan is trying to stall for some time. He attacks Lu Wuji. Lu Wuji tries to block the attacks, but Liu Qingshan appears behind him. Liu Qingshan attacks him with a killing blow, but the Emperor's sword blocks the attack. Liu Qingshan is surprised that the Emperor's sword has its own will and has the same power as the holder. Lu Wuji can't believe that the life-saving feature has been triggered by Liu Qingshan. Lu Wuji commends Liu Qingshan. Liu Qingshan begs for his life to be spared, but Lu Wuji slices him in half. The slash is strong enough to cause earthquakes throughout the world. The military chief orders his units to drop the special weapons. Liu Wuji's power fades a bit, and he notices a fist appearing above him. Fighter jets launch their special missiles and nuke the whole area. A lot of years passed by. Miss Zhou, a shop worker, greets a beautiful applicant. She notices that the applicant looks like a high-level awakened. However, the applicant hasn't awakened yet. Miss Zhou claims that a beauty like her was awakened in the past. She suddenly stops talking, and the applicant understands that good-looking people in the past had spiritual powers. However, the applicant prefers the present. Miss Zhou then leads the applicant to her boss. Meanwhile, the news shows a haughty awakener who hunted a beast and comments on how weak it is, like Lu Wuji, a 7th-level awakener. Miss Zhou turns off the TV as she wonders why others are using people as a measurement of power. Ever since the return of the spiritual powers, the earth has changed. Miss Zhou claims that people should thank Lu Wuji for breaking the seal after he risked his life. So Lu Chen, or Lu Wuji, was successful in the end. Just then, Miss Zhou is called by her boss. A familiar hobby is gardening. Haha, I thought he was dead. Later, Miss Zhou tells the new waitress that her boss has a kind personality. They then meet Lu Chen, and he tells them to sit down. Miss Zhou comments on how Lu Chen doesn't care about beautiful women. Miss Zhou calls the new waitress Zai Yuan. Lu Chen flinches upon hearing the name. He recognizes her as Nanling Mountain's immortal fairy. Lu Chen can clearly remember the first time he transmigrated to the deity world. Zai Yuan took care of him because they are both from Earth. He remembers how Zai Yuan left to take the 9 heavenly tribulations. Zai Yuan left him a jade hairpin to remember her if she fails. In the end, Zai Yuan failed and died. Lu Chen was too stunned to speak. Miss Zhou gets his attention, and Lu Chen approaches Zai Yuan. The two continue the interview while Lu Chen remembers what he owed her in his last life. He plans to make Zai Yuan stronger so she can avoid getting killed in the heavenly tribulation. Zai Yuan gets accepted into Lu Chen's shop. Lu Chen orders Miss Zhou to gather everyone for a celebration on her next day off. The next night, Lu Chen tells Miss Zhou to clean up and leave the rest to him. While Lu Chen is indulging in a friendly talk with an acquaintance, a group of gangsters barges into the shop. The leader angrily looks for someone. Just then, the person he is supposed to meet arrives with the master. The two argue with each other like they are looking for a fight. Lu Chen interrupts and tells them that they are closed already. He asks them nicely to leave the shop. One of the leaders comments on how rude young people are nowadays. Lu Chen's acquaintance reminds him that the person in front of him is Master Hu, a master who owns dozens of martial arts schools and has a lot of masters under his command. The old man tries to apologize on Lu Chen's behalf. The masters behind impose their authority, and the old man runs away. Master Hu asks for respect, but Lu Chen claims he is the boss of the place. The gangster laughs and offers to take Lu Chen as his little brother. Master Hu gets offended and orders his men to kill Lu Chen. A master attacks Lu Chen, but Lu Chen easily dodges and counterattacks. Master Hu is shocked as his underling is flung around. The gangster applauds, having just witnessed a hidden tiger. The huge master confronts Lu Chen. Lu Chen throws a glass at him. The master is not worried about getting harmed by a wine cup as a transcendent. However, he gets knocked out by the glass. Master Hu panics and concludes that Lu Chen is on the level of a martial saint. Lu Chen bills them for the damages, and Master Hu complies. Lu Chen also asks the gangster to pay for damaging the door. The gangster tries to act tough, and Lu Chen slices him in two. Master Hu is genuinely surprised this time. Lu Chen asks them to help in cleaning up, and everyone complies. What will be the next adventures of our master bartender Lu Chen? Make sure to like this video and subscribe. Until next time.